Well, hello folks, great to see you, great to be back, great to be doing another live stream. How we all doing? I think I've tried to create a wee bit of a theme with this one this week. The good and the bad of things I wish I knew before I got into whiskey. I probably over-egged it a little bit because I don't really think there is too much bad. I think it's all good. I think there's... The bad is probably maybe a wee bit more inconvenient rather than bad. You may disagree. Dive into the comments and tell me if you do have any bad. But guys, tonight I've got a day off tomorrow, so you know what this means. It means we're going to have a few whiskies. We're going to chat about the journey that we've all been on. I'm going to share mine. Hopefully you're going to share yours in the comments. So other than that, I'll be right back in this. Wow, just a quick one guys before I get into it. I'm sending this out on YouTube tonight and it's also going out on Facebook. For the people who are watching, I think there's one on Facebook at the minute. I can't really interact with Facebook chat. If you want to get involved in the conversation and interact with us, flip over onto YouTube and dive into the YouTube channel and you can catch up with everybody else and comment with everyone there. If you want to stay on Facebook, then I'll catch up with Facebook tomorrow. So yeah, other than that, whiskey. What a wonderful journey we've all been on. Hopefully I'm going to get excited tonight. I feel in a good mood. I feel we've got lots to talk about. I think there's plenty of good. Is there bad? Dive into the comments guys and let us know. Just before I crack on, and I don't know where to start. Yeah, let me start. Today's live stream was going to be planned to do a kind of bourbon and versus a kind of whiskey live stream. And I was going to do that with Marty and Rob MC over from the Whisky Squared. There's a new channel guys. It's a new whiskey channel. It's MC Squared is the whiskey channel. It's whiskey with an E. They've just started up guys. I think they've got about 120 subscribers, so if you've got a chance, fire over and get them a subscription. I was planning to do that with those two guys tonight, but Marty's mum's been a wee bit under the weather at the minute, so I'm sure we'll all raise our glasses and hope that Marty's mum's on the mend very soon. Cheers Marty's mum. Oh, so nice. So, I've quickly put something else together. The good and the bad, eh? Wow. Sounds like a Clint Eastwood movie, but hopefully it's all good. Let me just dive in. We've got plenty of you in the chat tonight. So, let me just think. Mr. Slinger was in early doors. Nice to meet up. Mark actually paid a visit to the shed last night. We came all the way down from Forres up there in towards Elgin. Came down, visited the shed, dropped off a couple of bottles to be fair. He actually dropped off a bottle of Tomatin PX for the DRAMS Yankee, which I'm sure he's going to be chuffed with. And he's chucked me in a little bottle of, yes, Kilkerran 8, 57.1. So I'm back on the track with the Kilkerran, thanks to Mr. Slinger. So thanks. I do know that you're back now, Mark. Hope you had a great journey back, mate. So, yeah. So, Mr. Slinger was in nice and early. Andre was in. I'm not too sure if he's still in. Mr. Neil Bluer's in. Going to pay you a visit tomorrow, my friend. You know what's happening. Won't say any more. Gav's Drams is in, guys. If you've no sub to Gav's Drams, give Gav a sub. Gav, many subs are you on now, mate? Have you hit that 1,000 yet? Are you close to the 1,000? Let us know, mate. Papa Q's in. How you doing, Jerry? You okay, buddy? Andre's still in. He's on the Glenmorangie Quinta Rubin 14. Wow, very nice. Cool runnings. Nice to see you, buddy. How's it going? Yeah, Phil, how you doing, Phil? You made it. Yeah. Pop in and see me, Phil, and I'll sort you out with some new samples, mate. Come and see me, pay me a visit, mate. I'm only in Monday to Friday, so don't come at the weekends. Santa Cruising, there's a big name in the chat, guys. I must be going up in the world. Santa Cruising's took time out to pop in. There you go. How you doing, Chris? Nice to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Hamish, greetings from Inverness, Gabriel Wilding, how you doing, Gabe? That bottle's still waiting for you, mate. I've been trying my best not to... I think I've actually moved it away tonight just in case I dived into it. It's waiting for you indoors. On the new Thompson Brothers blended 6-year-old tonight. It's absolutely magic. Wow, nice. I did do the over 8 one. I take it that's a different one there, Chris. I think I did review a sample of the over 8, which was really, really nice. That looks like a new name. Wow, Moscow. Hi from Moscow. How you doing, Alex? That looks like a new name. Trubnev, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Let's have a look. Hope no sanctions from you at least. No sanctions, my friend. Let's have a look. 270. Gav's on 270, guys. Let's see if we can get him up to. I think we've got 30 in the chat, 35 in the chat tonight, man. Let's see if we can get Gav up to 300 before tonight's finished. Donna Pass, how you doing, Tim? I know it's nice and early for you there, buddy. Don't know if you're working or you're... Kevin Patrick Cunningham, I think that might be a new name as well. How you doing, Kevin? Nice to see you, buddy. Forgive me if it's not Kevin, if you've been in before. I'm rubbish with names. Ransu, how you doing, buddy? I think I've seen that one before. Oh, he's on. Look at that, Great stuff. I'll pop in. Tried an Aaron private cast tonight. Very nice. Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with Aaron. No Rolex, no sex. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Yeah, that blended 6 Thompson blend was just released on Tuesday. It's a new one. Need to keep my eye out for that. Greg McDonald, how you doing, Greg? Nice to see you. All good, mate. All good with me. And hi, mate. Always insightful. How you doing, Scotty? You cracked open any of them kind of dark sherry monsters yet? Have you opened up that Glendronach 18? Keep seeing pictures where I don't think it's opened up yet. I picked up another couple of Glendronachs at auction. No, Glendronachs. A couple of Glenallachys at auction this week. I've replaced the Beast. I got a new bottle of the Beast at auction this week and I got a bargain on it. So, well, I think I got a bargain on it. So, let's have a look. Alex says, lots of Springbank came available this week. Yeah, so I've heard. Might be paying somebody a visit tomorrow. Let's have a look. Chatting to each other. And Alex is on Kilhoman 2011 vintage STR cask. So yeah, nice. Okay, I think I've got through everybody. Yeah, Glendronach 18 is open. The Glendronach handful and Glenallachie handfulls aren't open yet. There's plenty of time, mate. You're young enough. Plenty of time. Right, guys, let's kick in. So, I'm looking for lots of interaction tonight because I think we've probably all been on the same sort of journey. I think we all started somewhere. We all got into whiskey somehow. I don't know how you done it, and I certainly know how I done it, because for me it was all about investment. Don't worry, guys, I'm not going to bore you with a story about investing and all that stuff. Them days are gone. We're all into the nosing, the tasting and the drinking days these days. But the collections are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The open bottles are getting bigger, so I've brought quite a majority of them out tonight. So there's quite a few. All of these I think are all open. So they're all going through. Back in the days, I remember tripsing through supermarkets. This is before even I knew about YouTube or even know about anything. I've paid a supermarket whiskey aisle a little visit and picked up things like these. The old Glenfarclas 12, which to be fair I'm still enjoying to this day. The old Dangerous Dram itself. In fact, I'm still enjoying it that much that that's the one I've got in my glass tonight, which I'm starting with tonight. Hopefully as we progress we'll head into different things and we'll get better and we'll get better whiskies, and I think that's the way the journey's gone. But the positives, it's all positive as regards with the good stuff. There's so much whiskey around at the minute. One of the main issues that I had, that I think if I had my time all over again, instead of me buying bottles of whiskey, I'd probably be buying cases of whiskey back then. So things like well, Emily's just drive straight in here. Well then, now the investment is in the community. Well, I'm going to get to that. Hopefully if you kick around long enough, Emily, there's a little section here I've got planned. We've hastily scribbled some things down. The community is going to come in there somewhere along the road, but I wanted to start off and where we all kind of started. We started on these kind of bottles, these kind of Highland Park 12s. Started with them, things like this, the Aberlour 10, those kind of bottles, but then we progressed to things like Springbank and Hazelburn. You know, I've even developed a little bourbon shelf now, and well, actually 2 bourbon shelves. So I'd never thought when I started to get into whiskey that I'd even dream of having a bourbon shelf, you know. But it's Elijah Craig barrel proofs and Balmarias and Texas whiskey. There's so much to try and go through at the minute, guys. So feel free to dive in if you think there's anything great about whiskey at the minute or anything bad about whiskey. Dive into the comments and we'll try and pick them up as we go along. The Dangerous Dram, I always have one too in my bar. Yeah, no, I've got a couple of backups of this all the time. I did hear somewhere along the line that it was going to get discontinued. I'm not too sure if it has yet, but I stocked up a little bit and stocked up on it. So we're looking for lots of participation in the chat. If anybody feels they want to come on tonight and have a chat with me, I'm quite happy to put a link into the chat and you feel free if you want to come on, which is absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, supermarket whiskies, it went from there. So much whiskey, so many brands. We've had brand changes, we've had favourite distilleries have rebranded. Maybe some of the bad that might come along with that, the rebranding, is maybe the repricing with a rebrand. You know, is there some distilleries maybe? I've just covered a Balblair video, which since the rebranding of Balblair, I've never really went back to Balblair since then. I've just paid the distillery a visit, thoroughly enjoyed it, picked up some samples, and I may consider having a look at the Balblair again. You know, some of them I think, yes, maybe people are saying to me in the comments and the videos that maybe the quality's not the same. Maybe it's just us that's changing. I think that maybe somewhere along the line we're just getting better. We're into more cask strength whiskies. We haven't even touched on cask strength whiskies yet, guys. We haven't even touched on world whiskey, Irish whiskey, English whiskey. There's just so much. Alright, Gav, let me I'll pop a wee link into the chat, Gav. Let me see if I can do it, mate. See if we can get Gav on for a bit. Just set yourself up, Gav. Give me a shout when you're ready and we'll get you in, mate. So, Gav's got a different take on things. Gav's more a kind of Cadenheads man, single cask man. It'd be interesting to see where Gav's a wee bit older than me, I think. So, it'd be nice to see where Gav started. So, that'd be quite cool. Let's have a look. Let's see if I've missed anything. Feel free to dive in. Yeah, so what we're looking at, so much whiskey, yeah. Then we've got, I would never have dreamt that 4 years later I'd be having a YouTube channel. You guys would be sitting here watching me chatting, having a whiskey with somebody maybe in the States or somebody in Canada or somebody in Australia. You know, we've got Alex in from Russia at the minute, which I'd never thought we'd have anybody in from there. Let's have a look. Grabbed an 89 and 90 Balblair recently. Yeah, no, see, these are the vintage ones, but I've changed them now, Alex, to age statements, which tended to be a wee bit where they lost away. Got a Balblair 15 last winter. It's good whiskey, but to me, not up to the level of the vintage. And that's the kind of thing I hear quite a bit, is that the quality's maybe not as good. So yeah, 91. Is that the one in the red box? I think that's the red box one, Alec, I think, if I remember right. I think I had one of them back in the day. Nice stuff. Yeah. Okay, guys, we all ready with Gav? Let's see if we get Gav in. I can't really see him yet, but... Yeah. Right. You need to come. Where's your camera, Gav?
Hold on a minute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you alright, mate. Aye, yeah. Are you going to flick your camera on?
I'm on the computer. Can you hear me? I'm sorry. I can't.
You might need to turn. You might need to turn YouTube off as well, Gav.
It doesn't matter. Just leave it.
No worries, mate. We'll do it another night, mate. No problem. We'll do it another time, Gav. No worries, mate. Yeah. Okay, we've got a few other ones in. David Manson, how you doing, David? Nice to see you, mate. Do you think supermarket whiskey's got worse over the years? I have a look now, and as they say, years ago I would have picked up a bottle. I think, David, that's us. I don't think the supermarket whiskey is... If you think now, you look at, you've got Glen's... If I go look at my typical, where I usually end up maybe was Morrison's, they've now got Tullibardens in there, they've now got, where are we, Glen Scotia's in there, the Highland Parks have always been there, so there's lots of, I think there's a few more brands in there, but I think we've moved on. We've went from that supermarket 40%, 43%, and we've moved on up to the kind of 46s. If you're in a cash strength guy now, I don't think you're going to pick up much cash strength in a supermarket. Maybe certain supermarkets might have some bits. Just depends on your local supermarket, mate. I think some of them have got slightly better whiskey ranges than others. But I used to love, whenever I went to the supermarket, I used to troll down them. I'd leave my wife to go and do the shopping, and I would troll down them aisles and usually try and pick up something. But yeah, no, I don't think it's now. I think the online retailers now, I think it's so easy to go online and just pick up something quickly online. Get anything you want, really. I've just picked up a couple of bottles of the 9-year-old Gold Spot, G-Spot as I call it. So I've just picked up a couple of bottles of them. And it's so easy to find whiskey at the minute. But yeah, supermarkets, I think I still have a little ponder down just in the off chance that I'm going to get surprised, and just hopefully, what I hope now, the difference of me getting excited going to the supermarket and looking for things, now I'm getting excited to go to the supermarket and hope that something just jumps out of me there that I didn't expect to see before. The few new faces, the few guys have popped in now. I've got Top Shelf Dustin's popped in. How you doing, Dustin? You okay, buddy? Stephen DO5, hey everyone, whiskey friend. Christopher Malloy's, how you doing, Chris? Nice to see you, buddy. I thought Hitler was in there. A pinch hitter, whiskey lounge. I'm glad I've got my glasses on there. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Whiskey malt content. How you doing, Vlad? Listen, guys, if you've not checked out Vlad's channel as well, dive in, give him a sub. How's your subs looking, Vlad? I've known a wee look for a wee while. See how you're doing. Top Shelf Dustin's got a channel as well, guys. If you want to pick up in any nice expensive whiskies, bourbons and things like that, then yeah, Dustin's your man. Let's see. I think we're going to try Gav again. Let's see if Gav's here. How you doing, Gav? Yeah, no, Gav. What you need to do, mate. If you're coming on, you need to turn your YouTube off. and just click, turn YouTube off and just click that link. Yeah? Alright, mate. Okay, we'll get there yet, guys. Yeah, so let's have a look. There we go. Really missed 43%. Old Pulteney 12 we got in the US. Switched to 40 when they rebranded. It was inexpensive and very good. So does that mean you're not buying it anymore, Tim? So you're buying it because you were getting it at 43. Yeah, we've always had it at 40, mate. So we don't know any different. Welcome to my world, Tim. Or welcome to our world over here. How you doing there? Who's that? How you doing, Bart? Nice to see you, buddy. Looking good. And I've got the Whisky Friend. Lagavulin 8 is my favourite supermarket dram. Yeah, but that's new, innit? So the Lagavulin, you've probably depending on your supermarkets, you might pick up. The Ardbeg 10 was one of them exciting ones that I used to think, yeah, I'll pick up an Ardbeg 10. Or, yeah, Lagavulin 8 now, it's been around now maybe 5-6 years now. But yeah, no, there's still some, I'll be honest, I don't think I've picked up a supermarket whiskey I can't even remember the last time I got one. And I think it's the fact that we've got Amazon here as well now, where I can pick up anything from Amazon. Just to give you an idea, guys, I got an email today from Amazon. I forgot that I'd signed up to do a Wild Turkey rare breed. I bought a few bottles of it and I done it on a repeat order, and I've completely forgot all about it. And I got a text message and an email today to say your bottle's going to get shipped on Monday. Do you still want it? Today's your last day to cancel it. So to give you an idea, it's 54 quid on Amazon. But because of that repeat order, I can get it for 36 today. So I've managed to. I'm going to keep it. I've got somebody, one of the Manchester Whisky lads wants that rare breed for 36 quid. So there's some fantastic offers out there. First Phil, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Just hope I don't miss anybody. I'm trying not to miss anyone. What is all drinking tonight then, guys? Who's on what? Paul Raymond, nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for the live. No, you're very welcome, Paul. It's nice to see you, buddy. What are you drinking? What's your story, Paul? What's changed for you? What's good and what's bad? Is there anything good? Is there anything bad? Hopefully there's nothing bad, guys. There's maybe some frustrating things. I'll highlight some of the things that frustrate me in a minute. Would be availability, would be pricing, price increases at the minute, rebranding, flippers, rebranding our favourite distilleries, things like that, price hikes with it. So there's nothing major. I think it's all really, really good. I think we've got so much choice in whiskey now, lots of places to pick it up. Yeah, there's some places ripping us off. Yes, there's some places still doing them bargains. So there's loads and loads going on. I've got loads of stuff scattered down on here and I'm just trying to whiz my way through it. Yeah, YouTube. I'm going to come to the community. I want to spend a wee bit of time on the community, guys. But World Whiskies, distillery visits, distillery tours. Who would have thought? I would never have thought maybe 7 or 8 years ago when I started to get into it about swapping whiskey with malt mates, sending stuff to America, sending stuff to Canada, getting stuff sent to me. You know, if you can see the shelf, you guys, I've got 4 shelves that, honestly, there must be a metre long, half a metre wide. Got 4 in there, full to the gunnels with just samples that's been sent. Let's have a look. Just picked up on what you said about Amazon. I try to avoid Amazon, and maybe why I don't buy supermarket bottles, but mainly from small indie shops to help support them. Yes, no, that. Listen, David, I've got no issues with that, and I don't mind visiting maybe some indie shops and paying that wee bit over the odds to do there, because they look after you. They'll chuck you a little sample of this, a little sample of that. You might even be able to get to try the bottle before you buy it. So there's massive benefits for those whiskey shops that are scattered around, and there's lots of them out there. Amazon is just really, for me, it's stuff that I've had in the past and it needs replacing, and I want to pick up another one. that's where I tend to pick up Amazon. Amazon's not going to give you anything that you're going to rush out to scramble to buy. You know what you might scramble for is try to get it out of that deal. So that 54 quid rare breed is a no-brainer. I think I picked it up first time at 27.90, which is half price, 50% off, which is, you can see what you like about Amazon, but I could pick up 2 of them now for the same thing. It's gone up a little bit this time. It's 36 instead of 28, so I'm not too fussed with that one. Ransu's got a Ben Remack 1977 in his glass, PX in his glass, nice one. No, I had a Ben Riak for a while, you know, and it's been a wee while. I might need to revisit Ben Riak. Let's have a look. The bad for me when I have over 100 open, yeah, and my guest says he only drinks Macallan. Yeah, now who would have said that? I don't think anybody says that, mate. I think I've got about 100 bottles here open as well, Matt, and I think I've probably got another 20 or 30 indoors, so I've got quite a few open, man. But that's just life, man. The issue you have, I think, from my end, we're reviewing whiskey, I maybe open something up to review it, and it might be a wee while before I even go back to it again, and I might even forget that I've got it open. So, yeah, there's so much of it here. The Kilkerrans. Don't get me started on Springbank and Kilkerran and Hazelburn and Longrow and all that. It's becoming, that might be, whether it's bad, I don't know if it's quite on the bad stage, but it's certainly uncomfortable. It's certainly not the best. How you doing, Shay? Nice to see you, buddy. Nice bumping into you in Glasgow, Shay. Nice to see you again, fella. Thanks for dropping in. Let's have a look. Chris, I'll come back to you in a minute. I think one of the only bottles I got from Amazon was a Port Ascot 8 with 2 glasses and a fancy wee case. 37 was too good not to. And there's a few of them round there, David. But if you want to try these bourbons and things like that, you're pretty good. Wild Turkey, you can usually get it. Wild Turkey 101 you can pick up sometimes for about 20 quid. The rare breeds are great. Cash strength rare breed, fantastic. I think lots of your Ardbeg 10s and things like that, your Lagavulin 8s, your Ardbeg 8s, things like that sometimes crop up. Chris, this is one of the wee problems at the minute we are in, is I think it's tough to pick up the 18. I managed to snag one of them. I probably should have snagged a couple at the same time. I think that's one of the ones that you think now is if you find something that's tough to get a hold of and you do get a chance to buy it, try and buy a couple of them. Some of the retailers are maybe a bit cagey and maybe stopping you buying 2 or 3 bottles and maybe limiting you to 1 bottle. Pros and cons with that as well, guys. It's just one of them. They want to share it out to more people. And that's what I'm saying. Probably things like the Macallan Editions #1, if I had a chance again, I probably would have bought a couple of cases of that. But you don't know these things too until it's too late. How you that? Thanks. Cheers, Shay. R18 just came back in stock like me. Yeah. Chris, are you Tim, are you limiting you to 1 bottle or can you buy as much as you like? R18 is still expensive, you won't see me buying it. Chris, it's one of those whiskies, I think I paid £85 for it. So I think 85 for that R18, I think it's well worth. And I think it's one of the better priced 18s. I think I looked at the Balblair 18 was like 120. Some of the other 18s that you're probably looking at, that Glendronach 18s 120, 130. I think, I think it's definitely one again. I'd buy it 85, no question whatsoever. I don't know if you've tried it. I think if you try it, Chris, it's awesome, spectacular. I think there's a new one. I think it's much darker than the old. The old one was a little bit lighter than that. This is full on sherry bomb. And if you're a sherry bomb lover, I'd probably pay 100 quid for that if I was being honest. Let's have a look. How many of you have tried? Hello, you all. How many of you have tried the whiskey? No, Bill, which whiskey are you talking about, mate? Yeah, R85 is great. I got Springbank 18 yesterday for 115, and even that's not bad. Glendron 18 130, and that's pushing it. Yeah, I think it's one of them. It depends on distilleries. I think a lot of it's now. I've noticed a lot of the distilleries are moaning about. Oh yeah, rye. I'm with you here. Where are we? Bill. That'll be rye, wee Knob Creek rye there, mate. Yeah, I've got a few ryes. I've got the Balcones Texas rye. Tried a few of them. What else have we got? Yeah, I've got a couple of ryes. And I've had loads of samples. I've had loads and loads of stuff sent. But it's one of them things. It's another one of them. I would never have thought when I first started out, Bill, that I would be getting into bourbon and all that kind of stuff, and there's so much out there. You're into rums and mezcals and gins and vodkas, and there's just so much out there. But whiskey's my thing. Then you're looking at the English. There's so much English whiskey coming out in a minute. There's so many new distilleries, Bimber, and obviously Bimber's got new. I think they're looking at a new one on Campbelltown. I think Dalrata's looking at a new one. Croucher and Co, North Star Spirits, Indie Bottles. I would never ever have dreamt of any of this stuff, guys, and that's why the whole thing's all good. Sometimes the wee bit of difficulty is trying to get a hold of some of these bottles. That's the downside for me at the minute. But I think there's no. Then you've got the FOMO kicking in, fear of missing out. I've passed that now. I'm not really that bothered about FOMO anymore because there's just so much whiskey. I've picked up these new ones as well. These mythical beasts. Another independent bottler. Lots of stuff around. Cotswolds, some fantastic Cotswolds. I think that's an STR cask one, that one. So yeah, there's just so much. Kilkerrans. You could get hooked up on Springbank. There's lots out there. I'd chase some more Ben Romack. I'd definitely go after Ben Romack. If I can't get Springbank, I'll have a look at Ben Romack. Over the last few years, guys, I think you all know I'm a sherry head, but I'm open now. I've went down the peat road. I have a Infinity peat bottle. So now we're talking about Infinity, but who would ever have dreamt of Infinity bottles? I've got 3 on the go. I've got a Scotch Infinity. This is awesome at the minute, guys. It's really, really peaked just now, this one. Got a bourbon one, which I think is fantastic. Any of you bourbon guys in the house, if you ever visit Manchester, I'm sure this will be the best bourbon you've ever had. Wow, big statement to make. But yeah, let me have another quick dram, guys. What he's all drinking, if he's moved on, he's on to another one now. Slow me down, keep me busy in the chat. I'll try not to dive in, but yeah, 44 in the chat, guys. Just while we're on the subject, a quick one on the channel, folks. I've realised that I'm going to do, you probably know, guys, that I do coins. If you want to pick up, if you haven't managed to get a hold of some coins, I've still got a few left. Where am I going now? Yeah, if you want to pick up some coins, guys, just drop me an email. I'm happy to send out some coins. I'd say I'm probably down to the last maybe 20 or 30 left, so there's not many left. Batch 3, down the hatch, Whiskey Friend coins, which are those ones there. Absolutely fantastic. Doing the hatch, Whiskey Battle, Pleasure is in the Sharing, all of that. The channel, I've just realised, I didn't know at the time, but apparently I've now I qualify for, what's the word I'm looking for? You can become a channel member. Anybody wants to become a channel member, feel free to join. Hit that join button that comes up at the bottom of when you come onto the Whiskey Friend channel. Super chats are great. I'm going to do a little super chat giveaway at the minute. Where are we? Let's have a look, see what I've got going on here. Just dive into this just now and get this one out of the way. Let's have a look. Where am I going? Manners, yeah. And if you want to get into the super chat, guys, please feel free. Super chat, any super chat comes in tonight, doesn't matter how much, how big, how small, I'll put you into a draw What I'd like to do with the super chat is do a 6 dram flight. Nice decent sized drams as well. I'll work with you, pick the 6 that you want, and I'll get them off to you. And I'm happy to send them anywhere. Doesn't really be UK, it could be anywhere. As long as I can send them to you guys and they're not going to get lost or they're going to get snatched or anything like that. So yeah, feel free to do that, no problem at all, guys. Super thanks. I think when you click into the video now, it's got another little button there. If you like the video and you want to tip me a little dram, then fine, you can do all that. Just lots of things, guys, that just help the channel. It just helps us upgrade the equipment. It just helps us buy the whiskey, open up all them bottles, get them shared, get them reviewed, send them out, share them out as samples. So it all goes back to you guys. I get the benefit of opening them, of course, but you get the benefit of sharing them with me. And I'm quite happy to send them out all over. Again, I'm not too fussed where I send them. As long as I'm able to send them, I'm happy to send them. And I think that's it. Patreon, big last shout out to Patreon. I think there's a couple of my Patreons in tonight. Love the support. Love it. Fantastic. That really keeps us going, and it really, really helps the channel. So that's me. Yeah, man. I'm going to keep up with these, man. So yeah, that was the plug to. It was. I just thought I had it jotted down. I thought I wanted to get it through and not miss it. So I've got a couple of super chats. Vlad, very generous, mate. I know you do it quite regularly. I'm just hoping I can get you to win this one this time, buddy. But thank you very much for that super chat. You just helped me finish off and send this Glenfarclas Dangerous dram down the hatch, my friend. So cheers, big thanks, Vlad. Fantastic, buddy. MC Squared, I think I've popped in. I don't know if that is. I don't know if it's Marty or it's Rob. Just dive in and let us know which one it is, guys. Chris Malloy. Oh, Chris, let me. Jimmy Legg. Oh, Jimmy, nice to see you, mate. I didn't even know you were in. Super chat, you say, I'm not a fan, don't bother putting me in the draw, I'm a crappy Canada. Jimmy, oh, let me find you something, mate. What will I do for Jimmy? Oh, Jimmy, what do you want me to pour, Jimmy? What will I do? Let's do a wee bit of, I'll do a wee special one for you, Jimmy. I'm going to do a Victoriana, mate. Let me get a fresh glass. Just gives me an excuse, Jimmy, to just pour one of these Victorianas. Wow, 48 in the chat, guys. See, there's 5 of you on Facebook watching, guys. I can't comment. If you're commenting on the chat on Facebook, it doesn't show up on YouTube here. But if you want to get involved in the conversation, just dive over onto YouTube and you can catch up with everybody. There's 48, 59 people, 48, 47, 48 people in there at the minute. Jimmy, great to have you in, buddy. You must have sneaked in. I never seen you sneaking in there, pal. But thank you very much, mate. To your good health, Jimmy. I hope you're keeping well, buddy. We've just cracked over 50 people there, guys, so. Oh, Jimmy, I'm glad you super chat me. That's a special whiskey, that, my friend. Let's have a look. Whiskey knows. It must be Marty then, eh? So sorry we are here in the middle of a move this week. Can't wait to go back to up and running. Yeah, no, Marty, just let me know. I hope your mum's okay, mate. I did toast a little dram to your mum earlier. Hope everything's going well and hope she's fighting fit and hope she's back on the mend very soon, buddy. But cheers. Thank you very much for that super chat. You're very generous, my friend. Marty, email me your I think if you're moving, email me your new address and I'll send a nice little package over to you, mate. You might win this one. You might get a double package. I think I might have missed one of them as well. Did I miss Chris Malloy? Yeah, I missed Chris. There you go, Chris. Thank you very much, mate. I'll join this Victoriana to your good health, my friend. But thank you very much. Oh, that's so good. These are one of the things, guys, I was hoping to come to a wee bit later as the journey progresses. you start getting into these cask strength whiskies, these better whiskies. I think I did that there. Yeah, no problem. Hope the move goes okay, mate. Are you moving back to Kentucky? Are you moving out of Kentucky? Are you moving to, don't even know, Tennessee or whatever? Where are you heading to, mate? Let us know. Oh, Jason. How you doing, Jason? Wow, you gave me every excuse. Listen, we should get more of these super chat guys because it's giving me a chance to get to drink rather than do some chatting. But yeah, this Victoriana is awesome. Cheers again, buddy. Who's not tried the Victoriana? Who's not done that? Oh, Phil. To your good health, my friend. Thank you very much for your contribution. Very generous. You've definitely got some samples coming your way anyway, because I've promised you them already, so very nice. Wow, but yeah, 4.49. Love it, mate. Thank you very much. Let me just, I may as well send the rest of this Victoriana down the hatch and see what's coming up next. Yeah, not tried it. Okay, Phil, I'll send you some Victoriana, mate. That Victoriana's worth your 4.49 super chat on its own, my friend. But I'll sort you out with a few. Yeah, all these guys will get into the draw, guys. So I'd love to work with whoever wins it. I'll contact them and we'll put a nice package together. So it's not just a case of me just sending any old junk. I've got that many packages down there, guys. I've got lots and lots of samples that I bought as a subscription. And I've never even opened half of them. So I was maybe thinking of giving some of them away. But no, I'm going to make it a wee bit more special and do some better. Oh yeah, look, Chris is on my wavelength. Thank you, Chris. Look, Victoriana's my favourite luxury whiskey these days. Super. I think I had a few more coming in. I think the dark side's come in. How you doing, buddy? Wow, love that avatar there, mate. Very, very good. I think there's a few more. Hamish is back. I don't know if Hamish has been back and away again. Does anyone know if Glenfarclas 30 is a limited release? I think lots of the only thing I'd say with that, Phil, when we toured a lot of the distilleries a couple of weeks ago, I think the feeling that we got is that a lot of the distilleries have got stock issues. So some of the old, like with Glengoyne, there was no 30 in the distillery. No 25 and no 30. So they had nothing available. Just joined the SMWS, that a whole new can of worms and an empty wallet. I should have said, man, I could have got a discount if you joined there, man. I could have got a wee Brucey bonus if I'd have recommended you as a member. But yeah, hey ho, it's done now. Not tried Victoriana. Oh yeah, let's have a look. Got a Victoriana for my dad Christmas last year from Ferret at Highland Whisky Shop in Inverness. Yeah, no, it's great stuff. Did you give it to your dad or did you keep it yourself, mate? I probably would have kept it at the time I got it home. Cousin Eddie, how you doing, Cousin Eddie? That's oh yeah, Marty sent you. No, I thought that sounded like, I don't want to sound this like stereotyped, but that sounded like somebody from the States. Oh, Cousin Eddie, man. But yeah, nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. Let me have a quick drink of my beer and then I'll pour another dram. What do you think I should pour, guys? Anybody see anything you want to see me drink? Let's get a fresh glass. Well, I've got 50 in the chat, guys. We're doing a good night tonight, man. Oh, I've got another one. Hamish, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, mate. Did someone say a draw? Well, that might be another one. That could be another bit of bad news, is maybe ballots. How's people's thoughts on ballots? I think some of the distilleries, I think some of the retailers maybe are they taking a piss a little bit with a ballot? Are they trying to get people into ballots, get you to sign up to a subscription, not a subscription, but an email, pester you with emails all day long, and then you get that dreaded call a couple of days later, and unfortunately you've not won the ballot. I tell you where I'm going to go now, guys. I'm going to go this one, Long Row 18. This was my favourite from Springbank Distillery, or of Longrow. This was my favourite of the whole batch of last year's batch. Was this one? But I'm looking forward to picking up the new 18 tomorrow, so I'm really looking forward to that. The new one is all sherry. I was amazed how much I loved this. This is bourbon and sherry, but it's more kind of bourbon cask. So I'm looking forward to the all sherry one. I'm just praying it's a sherry bomb. But I've got no hesitation. This is for you, Hamish. Thank you very much, buddy. Cheers for that super chat. That's you in the draw, my man. Oh. Wow. A little bit of peat in there now as well. This is awesome, this one. So what's your thoughts on ballots, guys? Who's a fan of ballots? I hope you're all a fan of ballots, because you might end up super chatting me more stuff. But Chase age statements is a tremendous waste in my humble opinion. That's another one that's open to debate, Chris. Is I think when we first started, it was, yeah, let's find a 10-year-old double hour, let's find a 12-year-old Highland Park, let's find a 12-year-old Glenfarclas, a 10-year-old Ardbeg. I think that's how we can. I think my first initial thing with whiskey was it needs an age statement. I don't think it does need an age statement anymore, because Victoriana just proves that you don't need an age statement. But I think how I kind of judged it back in the day was that when I paid that supermarket a visit, I'm thinking 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 25 quid to 35 quid. That was where I priced it at. If it was going up maybe into maybe a 14 or a 15-year-old age statement, then I'm thinking 35 to 50. And then if it's 18s, I'm thinking maybe 50 to 75, anywhere in there. That's just completely blown out the window now. It's just gone and it's ran off, and it's nothing's happening with that. Age statements, I don't think we really is. I think as you go through your journey, I think if you're new to whiskey, I think age statement's probably where you're going to head. But I think as you get into whiskey, you realise things like Victoriana are out there. What else have I got that's not got an age statement on it? The Bothy at Arend, another one that's not got an age statement on. Yeah, I won't mention the Macallan edition. I'm going to love to try that one again, so hopefully somebody else will super chat me again when I can pour a glass of this sherry bomb. I think I'm bottle killing. Look, I think I'm on a bottle killing my Macallan. That's how good that one is, guys. So you can see what you like about Macallan, but this is wonderful. Other one I'm loving, I've just another backup of that one again, is the Aaron Palo Catado Master of Distilling. I'm getting to the bottom of some of these. So I managed to get my way through some of them, guys. Don't get me wrong, I'm no drinking all of that. I'm sharing some of it out. But yeah, super. So I've kind of lost my track a wee bit now. Where are we up to now? Let me see what's going on in the chat. Age statements, how do people feel about age statements? Are you that bothered whether you got an age statement now or whether you've not got an age statement? Doesn't really bother me. I think what we have learned now is as long as the whiskey's good, then it doesn't really matter. I think if you're over in the States, then I don't think it really matters with age statements either, because I think you're looking at younger stuff over there anyway. 3, 4, 5-year-old bourbons, 6-year-old bourbons. I tend not to see many kind of 20-year-old bourbons, 25-year-old bourbons. I don't think it lasts that long. Certainly in Texas, I don't think it lasts that long anyway. I think I've seen a few coming in from over there anyway. How you doing, Friday at Fred's? How you doing? I think Marty's sending a load of guys over. Big thanks, Marty. How you doing, Fred? You okay? What you drinking, my friend? Please tell me you're drinking a Scotch, mate. I think I might have an excuse now to pour this. Joanne Carlson, how you doing, buddy? I haven't even got a clue where that is. Joanne, where are you from? I love Longrow 18. Alright, well, in fact, I don't even need to pour the Macallan in a minute. I can just have another sip of this Longrow 18. To your good health, my friend. Just let us know where you are, my friend. My geography's shocking, my friend. But great to have you in, Joanne. Thank you very much, mate. I've got you in the draw. I'm okay to send whiskey to where you are, Johan. Yeah, it's no problem. I'll take I'll take some of that new Long Row 18, please. Oh, I'm hoping it's a I'm hoping it's a sherry bomb, man. You might be able to, Gabe, because I think I'm picking it up tomorrow. So I think when you come to pick up your bottle, we might be able to do something, mate. Right, let's get into ballots then. Let me do, just before I get to you, Shay, let me just do, I've been in about 20 and never got a sniff of getting any. And yeah, I don't think many people do. I think sometimes it pops up on Instagram and things like that where, yeah, somebody has got one, but I'd give you an idea. I think the last Springbank lot that came out, I think I went into about 20 in the 1 week through different retailers, and I never even got a sniff at any of them. Right, what's Shay saying on ballots? I know from working in spirits retail that at least for the retailer they have no love of doing ballots, lots of extra hassle for a limited benefit to the retailer, but it's needed. I think they should just sell the bottles, man. It's I think the ballot thing for me, I think it's the retailer adding more marketing to the website. If they don't need the hassle, then I don't think they need the hassle. But I think where they would weigh up is the extra emails that they're going to get. So they're going to get, and unless they're just emailing their regular customers anyway. So if they're just emailing regulars, then I don't think there's that much you need. It depends where you work. I think if you work in a smaller retailer, then I think there's no really that much you need, because you're probably going to have regular customers that you'd love to look after. Your big spenders, or your guys, not necessarily just the big spenders, but guys who are in a lot and who buy a lot and don't necessarily be the biggest spenders, but they buy enough throughout the year to keep that shop going. So yeah, I've got a thing about ballots, and I think some of the big ones, like the Whisky Exchange, I don't think they really need to do a ballot. I think they should just put it on and let it go. First come, first served, and I think that's where you are as regards with them. Whiskey Friend, just where are we? Let's see what's Papa Q. How you doing, Jerry? Lafroig Low is another great example, mate. Fantastic stuff, and it's not crazily priced either. I think there's definitely some older Lafroig in there, same as this Victoriana. I think there's up to 17-year-old in there. Okay, Gav's got a Ben Rinnes 20-year-old sherry, man. Wow. Is it a bomb, Al? Is it just a sherry? This Long Row is beautiful, man. I can just smell that now. Given the price of anything over 18 these days, and the diminishing returns as it relates to cost, I just see myself buying. Yeah, it's a great point, and I've been looking at that point myself, guys. Chris, do we need to buy a 20-year-old? Do we need to spend 200 quid on that bottle? I think if it's a special bottle and it's for a special thing and you've got a plan for it, then yeah. But I think there's that much good stuff out there. Even some of the what you would class as the kind of core ranges. I think the Deanston 12 is a great buy. You would just keep it on a repeat order. I think wasn't through Aaron 10's another one. Aaron Sherry Cask, the Bodegas, I think the quarter casks. I think these are bottles that you could quite easily, unless you're trying to take yourself down a path. If you do go down that path, it's an expensive path, guys, because once you go past the bodega and you get to the quarter cask and all that kind of stuff, then you're looking at an 18, so then you're struggling to find that 18. You're heading towards 85, north of 85, towards 100. It wouldn't surprise me if it came out next time and it's around about the 100 quid mark. The other one at the minute, which is astounding, and I don't know where the logic is in it, but Talisker 18, 175, 180 quid. That's £100, 100% markup on that Talisker. And if they're getting that 175 for it, there's a demand there, and it's those crazy, mad, mental, I don't know even what you call them. But if you go out and fork out 180 quid for a Talisker 18, then I'd buy, that's two of these Sherry Bomb 18 Arons. It makes no sense. So that's where I'm at as regards with those ones, guys. Let's have a look. Sweden. Sorry, Johan. Apologies, mate. Where we got here. I have got a long row 18 for a friend, but might take your advice with the Glen Scotia Victoriana and keep it for myself. Oh, we're going to have a chat tomorrow, mate. Don't let Gav doesn't like ballots. I'm with you there, Gav. Glen Scotia Victoria might be the best thing being bottled these days, regardless of cost. Yeah, it's awesome whiskey, and I think, guys, there's some awesome whiskies out there, and I'd love to hear from some of the American guys who are telling me if there's some cracking whiskies here. I've got a, where am I looking here? I've got an Angel's Envy here. That's not the one I want. I've got another one. I've got a special one. I've got a, I think they call it a store pick. It's got a cowbell on it as well. Yeah, this is a special one. 106.7 proof. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey finished in port wine barrels. So yeah, there's some fantastic stuff. I've got my Jack Daniel's Heritage Barrel, courtesy of the Dram Yankee. So yeah, so I'd love some of you guys, some of the American guys that have come in now that are there. You've got the Garrison Brothers, Balmaria. I've loved it. I've not shared most of this. I've drunk most of this myself, guys. Elijah Craig, look at that. It's an old bottle of Elijah Craig. My first ever bourbon I ever had. This is my second bottle of the Knob Creek Rye. I smashed through the Knob Creek bourbon as well. Got a few nice bottles indoor as well. I've got some big tall ones that I can't get on here. So I've got a couple of Iron Roots. Some nice stuff. So yeah, there's a few of you guys in there now. Silverlock Whiskey, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Try to keep this on track now. Anthony Sillett, how you doing, Anthony? Got these 2 days ago from the Whisky Exchange. Kilkerran 12-year-old at 38. Longrow peated at 38. Springbank 10. Fantastic. All the Springbank labels are damaged anyway, Anthony. Have we got any handy? Typical, the two I've got have no damage. Normally the damage that you usually pick up on these, I think this is why I've done away with the boxes, is you probably see it here on the 15. Let me see if I can show you it. They had those boxes with the little windows on them, and what they kept doing is they kept scratching the top of the label. So I don't know if that's what you've got, or you've got a label hanging off, or whatever it may be. Whatever. Looks good that as well, Neil, didn't it? Now all got. Yeah, no, they go like hotcakes, guys. I think sometimes you need to be a wee bit quicker. Age statements seem to be a license to bump up the price. I understand why this is happening, but some price can be a bit too much. I think the price has just gone crazy at the minute, guys. I think some of the prices now, they can, because we're buying it, because we have FOMO, because we're going crazy just to pick up stuff. I think that's where they are. We're giving them license. I think hopefully the Talisker 18 doesn't sell. I'm probably sure it will sell, but I hope it doesn't, and it brings it back again. Going to drop. Cheers for dropping in, Phil. Nice to see you, buddy. Past his bedtime. All right, no, I'm an early riser and it's past my bedtime. Yeah, you can catch the rest on the replay, Phil. Just pop in and catch up the rest of it, pal. Let's have a look. Raymaster. Oh, how you doing, Raymaster? Cheers, Alan. Good to see you again. My wife and I are drinking 12-year-old peated, the English Whisky Company, which is St George's Distillery from Cadenhead. Pretty tasty. Yeah, it's one of them, guys. There's so much whiskey out there. You don't have to pay these £100, £200, £300 bottles. You don't have to chase anything. I think there's enough. Oh, Andre's going to get me started. Glenallachie 12 and 15 are good enough for me without breaking the bank. Guys, if I knew that I was going to have Glenallachie before I got into whiskey, then it would be one of my greatest moments. Obviously, the little bit of demise of Glendronach. It's one of those, again, Glendronach, everyone knows Glendronach was close to my heart, but as you can see, guys, there's no Glendronach on the shelf. think there is some in here somewhere, but it's not as prominent as it used to be. In fact, yeah, it's here. The 15's down here and the 12 is down here as well. So they've dropped down here, but Glenallachie for me is definitely replaced them. My shelves are full of Glenallachie. I've got a whole cupboard full of it. I did bring this one out tonight just in case I got the chance to pour one, which I might just take advantage of doing now. But yeah, Glenallachie for me is, look at that, lovely. This is the batch 6. So yeah, I'll leave that there. Pour one of these in a second. So yeah, Glenallachie's one of them that's came along. Let's have a look. Springbank comes up. Springbank 10 is 160 plus. That's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. Is that take it? That's American dollars and not yeah, it is American. Yeah, 160. What does that make it? About 130 pounds, something like that. 125, 130. Wow. Wow, yes, I don't think that's too easy. That's easy to pass that, I think, at that price. But it's great whiskey. In fact, I don't think I've got a 10 on the shelf here with me. Also, sherry one year, 54.7. Wow, Gav's on the good stuff now. Glengoyne teapot, quite pricey, but yeah, it's. I think that was one of the ones I had reservations of, Vlad, whether I was going to pay the 120. It went from 90 to 120. I had reservations about paying it, but I'm glad I did. I think I've picked up a few bottles. The Dram Yankee took 4 bottles back with him. He took a 6, a 7 and 2 8s back with him to America. So he's all chuffed. Look at this. Here we go, man. Repeat alert. Craig Ellicky 13, $50, must buy. Yeah, I think I've got some here. Yeah, got a little one tucked in there, a little 13 Craig Ellicky tucked away in there. Always on the shelf. Love the warm tub, the oily, viscousy, thick, buttery, creamy mouthfeel. Bourbons mostly taste the same, apples to apples, so stick to Wild Turkey 101. Oh, Grandad. I do get a difference, Chris. I think the Knob Creek, you've got Knob Creek Rye, which is different for the Knob Creek Bourbon. I've got some bourbons you've got with a high rye mix mash bill in it. So, yeah. Elijah Craig is, if you want a big powerful bomb, then hard hitting ABV. The old Garrison Brothers Balmaria, another, that Texas whiskey again takes you to another level again. So, and then when it comes to Jack, I think what we get here in the UK with regards with Jack is nothing compared to what they get over there. So yeah, and I'm sure if the guys in for the States will kind of tell that. I want you to try Ardbeg Highland Rye, as this is part of your age statement prices narrative. Okay, I'll search some out, mate. Want to send me some? You can send me some. I'll just check I've got that. It's Ardbeg. I don't think I've heard of it. Never mind FOMO, watch out for Romo. Rage of missing out. Yeah, well, that's another one, isn't it? My trips to the store chasing bottles have reduced drastically in the past few months given the current price trends. Not regretting those trips to the store. No, I think we don't have to. I think if you want to just... We've obviously got enough whiskey. We don't really need that FOMO of grabbing the next bottle. But it is that fear of missing out. I did have it for a while, but not anymore. Alan McLaughlin, nice to see you, buddy. You've dropped in with a nice super chat there, my friend. So thank you very much. I'm going to finish off this beautiful Long Row 18 as a big thanks for that super chat you've dropped me, Al. So you'll go into the draw, mate. So hopefully I can send some nice drams up your way. I'm quite happy to send some drams your way anyway, mate. So again, if you just drop me an email with your address on it, mate, I'm sure I'll get something to you. I'm sure we can swap something. I'm sure we have swapped some stuff in the past, I think. I think it was a wee while ago, though. Evening, I just popped in and out. Can't stay long. Hopefully catch up in the replay. Hope you're well, Alan. What's in the glass? Yeah, it's that long row 18, my friend. So, cheers, buddy. Dinner hatch. Responsibly, of course. Oh, so nice. So nice. That peat's just lovely in there. Wow. Smoky finish. Good to see you in. Yeah. Short stay. By the way, what's your opinion on English how can you ask a Scotsman about English distilleries? If I was being 100% honest, I've not tried many. I've tried a few different ones from the Cotswolds. I think the Cotswolds I've tried a few. I've tried a few Bimbers. Other than that, I don't think I've done much from the English Whisky Company either. I probably have in places samples here and tastings there. But as I say, it's one of them. I'm predominantly a Scotch guy. And I've been out there. I've not really chased down much English. I don't even think there's a lot of it. I think that only one there is the Cotswolds. Yeah, no, but I'm open to them. It's one of them things that there's so much whiskey. I'm getting into bourbon at the minute. I'm getting into peated whiskey. I was predominantly, in the early days, it was just the kind of sherry stuff, the 10-year-olds, the 12-year-olds, the Glenallachys, the Aberlour, Abanaz, the Highland Park 12s, stuff like that. Then it progressed into some higher ABVs. Now I'm getting into, it's not just about sherry now, it's I'm into bourbon cask finish, I'm into sherry finish, I'm into wine finishes. I like a bit of sherry with a bit of peat in there as well. So the Rudy Gal's a fantastic one for me that I loved back in the day. But there's so much. That long row is wonderful now. And I'm going to pour a wee bit of this Glenallachie in my glass. So yeah, so what's your opinion on it, Raymaster? Have you got any recommendations for me? What should I look out for? What's up and coming? Oh, that's a big one, isn't it? Oh, love it. But yeah, look at the colour of that. Absolutely fantastic colour. Wonderful. Oh, there it is. Raisins and coffee and dark chocolate. Where have we gone? Let me look. I can confirm you have a shed load of Glenallachie. Yeah, no, I've probably got too much Glenallachie, mate. I've just read that shed, that what's the word I'm looking for? That shelving unit that you were looking at yesterday with the Glenallachie on it. My wife pointed out this morning that one of the shelves, I've got it doubled up in some of them. The shelf was looking a wee bit suspect, so I've just moved it today and moved all the double stuff down to the bottom, and I've just filled the whole rack with Glenallachie. But yeah, I've got a lot of it. A lot of it's this 10s. I've got lots of 6s, lots of 7s, 2 or 3 bottles of the 5s. So I've got quite a few of them. Have you got a bottle of Glenmorangie sherry? It's super value. I've just visited the distillery. Funny that you should mention. Actually, I've got a little sample lot here from Glenmorangie. When I was driving around with the Dram Yankee, we visited Glenmorangie, and I picked up some of the bottle your own casks. So I've got a Marsala cask finish. I've got a cognac cask finish, and I have the peated PX finish. I do have a couple of bottles indoors. I have a bottle your own port cask, single cask port one. I have I think I have I bought a cognac one a couple of years ago. I think I've still got that as well. I've picked up a really old I think it's a 1980s Glen Moray distillery only bottle that somebody must have bought when they were there. Picked that up at auction for, I think I got 35, 40 quid I think I paid for it. So yeah, I've got a few Glen Morays kicking around. I think it's one of those underrated distilleries. I think for the value for money it's outstanding. So I'm hoping to try these at some point. Came back with a couple of samples. I've got Roy's 10-year-old Glen Scotia. I've got a couple of samples of that. Loch Lomond, I think it, not Glen Scotia, Loch Lomond I think it was, wasn't it? Yeah. So I've got a couple of samples of that. Let's have a look. Rye and bourbons are different, but bourbons and bourbons not so much. Yeah, I think it's suppose you could say the same for Scotch, Chris. I think you could say exactly the same. Some people are saying that Glen Cadams and Arran's the 10, Glen Cadam. I've just done a video with the Glen Cadam 10 and the Arran 10, and it's pretty much apples and pears. I think you can, it's if you were coming for the States and tried both of those, you'd probably think they're pretty much. Is there much of a difference? There is a difference. It's whether you're actually able to highlight and dig out and pick out that difference. But yeah, what's Greg saying? Let's have a look. Try to find a single cask independent bottle of single malt. A lot of those tend to be at the best value for money. I think if you're looking for the single casks, Scotches, where you are, Greg, I think maybe some of the indie bottles. I don't know how much independent bottles you get over there, but you can pick up lots of great independent ones. I'm just thinking if I've got anything to hand. This is definitely one which I picked up. Well, this was gifted to me, but I loved it that much that I've picked up another one at I went to a Whisky festival a couple of weeks ago, and I've managed to pick up another one. I've picked up a 13-year-old. I think it's a Tormore. I think. So I've picked up 13-year-old Tormore. Picked that up at look at that. Awesome. 13-year-old. Mythical Beasts. Fantastic. But I say they're a cask management company, investment company. But from time to time they bottle some of their own casks. So yeah. So I've tried a few of these now. I think I tried a 32-year-old Feta Cairn at the festival. They've just done one of the oldest. I think there's a 15-year-old Kilhoman that they've done. So really, really nice stuff. And that's bottled in a Kilhoman bottle. It just has the thingy label on it. SF Sim FX Bassa, how you doing, Barry? You okay? Good evening, late to the party. Yeah, never too late, Barry. Good to see you. I've just coincidence, Barry. My last dram I've just finished was a Long Row 18. It was not the current one. It was the last one. This one here. Picking up the new one tomorrow. So yeah. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's have a look. Those long rows are always nice. Heard that new 18 is not only the best 18 in a long while, but the best batch. I found that, Alan. I've just said, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but this long row 18 that I've just drunk, that for me was the best of the current batch last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if this one, and I'm hoping this one's 100% sherry, so I'm hoping it's a sherry bomb. So it may not be the best if you're not a sherry lover, but I see I'm a sherry lover, and I preferred that one last year to any of the others. So yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah, I think she's got something on it. Tried the Long Row 18 at the Whisky Friends, really good, very clean sherry casks with that funk, dirty Long Row character. Oh, I can't wait to pick it up tomorrow, mate. Thank you very much for that. Good. How you doing, James? Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for dropping by. Good eyes saying hello to James. Also, cask samples for next year's Kilkerran 8. Cask strengths, 1 bourbon, 1 sherry, both very lovely. Yeah, no. I think the Kilkerran, I don't think the bourbon ones have had any issues. I think the sherry ones have, I think from batch to batch, they've varied enough. I think the first one was incredible. Well, you all know how much I love the first one. Second one I didn't get on with at all. I say it's got much better now. As it's come down the bottle now, it's took me to get down here to start to enjoy it. Very sulphury, that one. So hopefully the new ones are a wee bit better. Yeah, that's that one. Here we go. Tried a few English whiskies, put them in a blind flight, you would not know the difference. Yeah, no. Listen, I think whiskey's whiskey, and I think the Scots really need to get the finger out, because if they just take for granted that it's Scotch, all you've got to do is look how well the Irish whiskey's doing in the States. It's the fastest growing in the planet, the Irish whiskey, and it's just sprouting up all over the place. Yes, there's some crap Irish whiskey, but there's some fantastic Irish whiskey kicking around. Shea Francis trying to track down a bottle of that Long Row 18, but didn't think I will have any luck. I might be able to send you a sample of that, Alan, once I get mine's picked up and cracked open. Let's have a look. I'd imagine losing a battle. I was lucky enough to pick up a Springbank 18 from... May have seen the last one. Mind it was away. J.A. Mitchell's tasting it. The Alabama. Yeah, okay. A few popped in. Friday at Fred's. And how you doing, Frank? Nice to see you, mate. I've just had my first peated whiskey there, Frank. I had a beautiful little tasting of the Long Row 18. Absolutely beautiful. But your timing's probably a wee bit off, because I'm just ready to tackle nice bat sherry, man. Look at this big bad sherry boy. You probably wouldn't need me to tell you what it is, Frank. But that's raisins, dark chocolate. Wow, really fragrant on the nose. Little bit of funkiness. Wow. Picking that up. Maybe that's that Long Row I'm still smelling. But yeah, so nice. Let's have a wee sip of this. Glenallachie 10, batch 6. Oh. Mamma mia. So nutty and raisiny and coffee and dark chocolate. As it goes through the development, it becomes really that kind of spicy kick comes in. A little bit of spice, a little bit of pepper. Wow. Wowee. Nice. I order my indie. Oh, here we go. Indies. I order my indie bottles on the UK websites that ship to the US. A lot of them you can purchase for a fair price. Yeah, that's cool. The shipping must be a killer. I think that's where I think the shipping is a real killer. Even when I pick bottles up at auction, it's just incredible how they charge for shipping. Wow. Yeah, what's Barry saying? Yeah, my 2021 Long Row 18 is long gone, but saved a 100ml sample, which you can put into the archives. Apparently this year's bottling is fun. Yeah, it's 100% sherry this time, Barry. So I'm looking forward to that one. Next year's Kilkerran sherry is very clean sherry cask, more fruit forward than the previous and much less sulphur. Yeah, no, the first one for me never had any sulphur in it. The second one was just, it was a real, that's the first thing that jumped out was the sulphur. As it goes down the bottle, it dissipates a little bit, but it's nothing on the first one. The new one, last year's one, I think we're on the third batch now, I think. Certainly this one. In fact, I don't think I've opened the new one yet. This is the port one that I've recently opened. But I managed to pick up at auction one of the sherry ones as well. But I've not got around to opening that one yet. So yeah, I'll be interested to see. I did try it at the. I'm sure I tried it at the Glasgow Whisky Festival and loved it. That's why I cheated. These days of me chasing whiskey down are gone. So if I manage to stumble across them somewhere, then yeah, I'll pick them up. Or if I've got, this is another one that I probably never knew about, guys. Back in the day when I first started, is whiskey mules. You've got people visiting from the States who are visiting Scotland and can mule some stuff back to you, or you've got somebody visiting. Then it's really, really handy that if you can chuck an extra couple of bottles in their bag, which is great. So I think the great things that I've realised as the journey's gone on is there's so many ways to find whiskey. Yes, there's some tough stuff to get a hold of. If you let it get you down, then it'll really, really wind you up. But there's so much great whiskey out there that if you just bide your time, and if the moment's right, you'll find it, you'll stumble across it, and it'll come into your hands. No mead. Jack the Pickle down. There we go. Whiskey mule, yeah, with ginger beer. Yeah. You know what I mean, mate. Yeah. Have you done a head-to-head Kilkerran 8 and Aaron Sherry Bodega? I haven't. I actually was that disappointed with the last not the last one, the one before this one here. So this 56.9, I was that disappointed with it. I was looking to battle that against lots of things, but I just wasn't enjoying it that much. That I never ever battled it. If I was to battle that against the Bodega, then I'd probably prefer the Bodega to that. It might be interesting to see when I open the new one, what the new one's like. I think the new one would be a much, much better battle against the Bodega. So yeah, there's plenty of battles out there. It's just what I'm conscious of at the moment is just opening up lots and lots of bottles. So what I might do, some of the battles going forward might be, I've got lots and lots of samples of stuff being sent, so lots of great samples that I can battle against each other, and it saves me having to open the bottle. I do have a lot of the bottles, but yeah, there's lots of great battles out there. Lots of great indie bottles to chase down, like Croucher & Co. and North Star Spirits, and then you're into the SMWS. Everywhere you go, get social media. Let's not talk about social media. We've got WhatsApp whiskey groups. Every day my phone's pinging. I put one on the other day looking for a G-Spot, the Gold Spot 9. Phone went off the hook. You can bet one here and you can get one there and you can get one here. So guys, I think the great thing, if you're not in a whiskey WhatsApp group, then get yourself into one. Get one in there'll be whiskey guys in your area. If you go to those whiskey festivals locally, dive yourself into a whiskey WhatsApp group, and it's, bear in mind though, it might cost you a load of money joining one of these groups, because the bottles will just get pinged left, right and centre. If you're nice and restrained, yeah, there's the old malt monks popped in. Yeah, the old G-Spot, yeah. Picked up a couple of bottles of it, man. It didn't take long to get them. So they are out there, so I think if you search around and you get into your I'm not helping you. Yeah, if I must admit, Justin, you were actually the first one who helped me find it. I think Stewie got me some more today, found me some more today. It just came on to Master of Malt today. Anybody's looking for a G-Spot 9, then you don't need to search anymore, guys. Master of Malt had some, I don't know if they still have it. Could be, where are we? Could be the Gold Spot, Irish Spot, Gold Irish Spot. Yeah. Don't you think G-Spot sounds alright? Quite like the idea. But yeah, no, the whiskey groups, guys, just bear in mind they're going to cost you a load of money, because you're going to get lots of stuff and join in with this and join that. The great thing though is there's lots of swapping, so lots of sample. When I say swapping, it's sample swapping. So there's lots of samples that you'll pick up, stuff that you might not get to try before. Somebody in your group will have it, and it's a fantastic way of getting to try other things. So there's great things in whiskey, and I think it's all good. I think my title probably was the wrong title, The Good and the Bad, because I don't think there's that much bad. I think there's lots of good. There's maybe frustrating issues from time to time, but not bad. Anybody think of anything that's bad with whiskey that you class as bad? There might be some bad whiskies out there. That's the different thing altogether. But yeah, no, this Glenalec is beautiful. I can just smell it now. I last saw it at House of Malt, 113. James, Master of Malt had it today for 110. I don't know if it's still available on Master of Malt. If you're looking for one. Whisky Shop had it for 130, which I think they were taking a piss a little bit. But yeah. So, this brings me on now. I've covered, what have I covered? Distilleries, visits, distillery tours, tasting, online tastings. I think through COVID, we went online a lot. Lots of Zoom calls, lots of distilleries now are doing online tastings. You can buy these little packs, and there's so much to do, and there's so much whiskey out there. So it's if you want to try different stuff, then it's so easy to find it. If you want to try some, wow, was it 140 on the Whisky Exchange? 140. See, Master of Malt had it for 110. I don't know if somebody can check Master of Malt if they've still got it, but there's 110 on there. 140 is far. I thought the Whisky Exchange was 100. I thought the Whisky Shop was dear at 130, but that's mad at 140. I'm sure one of you will check it online, man. America will see it soon, I guess, but the blue was Jason's winner. I've just had a little call with the malt monk, the Dram Yankee, and he picked up a bottle of the Blue Spot, and I don't think he was that impressed with the Blue Spot. Don't think it went too well with him, but I know there's lots of people are raving, lots are not. Thanks for that swapping clarification. Yeah, no, just in case I got any comments, about swapping. But yeah, no, I'm not in. Them swapping days for me are gone. It's just whiskey swapping I do now. So the other swapping, that was when I was a bit younger back in the day. I didn't mind swapping back then. But yeah, but if you're still into that kind of swapping, then each into their own. But yeah, cheers guys. What is everyone drinking? You still on the good stuff? Anybody on any Glenalec at the minute? Who's on what? Let's see who's on the best whiskey. Here's a little question thrown out to the chat, guys, for a wee bit of participation, right? If since you started your whiskey journey, what's probably the number one thing that you think has got better in your journey? What would that be? Would it be there's so much whiskey? Would it be that your favourite distillery has got much better? Or just dive in. The guys in the States can do the same with American stuff and bourbon and all that, and ryes and Texas whiskies. But see, we've got a lot of the Yankee guys, a lot of the American guys in at the minute. An hour and a half in. I think I might be lucky enough to get out of here with 2 hours, guys. I think I've got another half an hour left. Okay, couple of things before I get there. I wanted to save the one for the end, which was to see who all them diehards that hang on to the end. The community is going to come later on. I'm going to end this with what's happened with me with the community. And the community, and I think everybody will realise that you guys in here, look at all these names that are on here. You're all getting to know each other all the time now. You're in most chats. You'll go from one live stream to another live stream. So you guys all know each other quite well without actually physically shaking a hand or whatever. So that brings me on to a couple of things. I've got a couple of things put down here. Back in the day, I should have bought cases and not bottles. That's one of the things I've realised now. I should have bought them at those better prices. I should have bought those old Pulteney 17s for like 60 quid. I should have bought the Glendronach 15s for 45 quid. I should have bought the Macallan number 1 editions for 79 quid. I should have just filled my boots with those. Then we're getting on to the whole new thing of non-chill filtered and natural colour. Who knew about that when they started, man? We're all buying 40% ABV and thinking, wow, this is the best thing since sliced toast with butter and jam and all that on it. Then we're moving up to non-chill filtered, natural colour, and then the 46% ABV. So yeah, and then lo and behold, cask strength comes along. So the whole journey is, who thinks there's anything bad? I don't see anybody that's got anything bad at the minute. Let me just see what we've got here. I'm going to try and catch them there. On some Wolfburn cask strength, one of the best things is whiskey for me is exploring indie bottles more, particularly bottlers like James Eady. Yeah, guys, I could make this live stream last 10 hours, man. So you've got Eady's, you've got Signatories, you've got North Star, South Star, Croucher and Co. I'm sure you've got the Mythical Beasts. There's so many indie bottlers out there. You've got Adelphi, you've got Gordon and MacPhail. You know, the list is endless. So in a nutshell, you can try Eady's, so you might be able to pick up maybe, I don't know, an inch Gower indie bottle, 20-year-old, and it's reasonably priced. You know, you pick up some of these bottles that are the official bottlings, 20-year-old, and you're paying through the roof for them. So I think the indies are out there. I think Gav's a guy, he's an indie guy. I think he's a Cadenhead man. There's lots of guys who do chase indies, and I think if you're looking to try more things without busting the bank, then indie is the route to go. I'd definitely go down that indie route, search out some indies. I don't know how the indie bottlers are in the States. Some of the guys in the States might come in and tell us how easy is it to pick up a Signatory vintage, how easy is it to pick up some Adelphi, how easy is it to find James Eady. You know, you've got the Chalton whiskey, there's so much. You've got North Star, South Star, Bimber, has Bimber hit the States yet? You know, there's so much stuff out there. Just try to catch up. I think I missed somebody. Yeah, so yeah, for me, discovering Arran, Lasheg, Tobermory, Edredure has been the best part of the journey. Already knew about Islay, Campbelltown. Yeah, and I think the ones you've chosen, I think you've picked well. So I think if you want to compete, if you're into your Islay or Isla, then the Lechig is great. Your Tobermory's, if you don't want to try that much peated, then your Tobermory stuff will be great as well. Not done much Tobermory, to be fair. I've done a few bits of Lechig. Edredure that's a beast of a whiskey. If you want a real challenging whiskey, then anything from Edredure. I'd even go as far to say that the Edredure 10 is probably the best 40% whiskey I've ever had. At 40%. And that's saying something, but it's Edredure. So Arran, everybody knows how much I love Arran. I'm loving the Palo Cortado. Justin tried to fix me up with another Palo Cortado yesterday, so there's enough of it going around. Where are we? How you doing, Stefan? Nice to see you. Sipping on my first Redbread 12, very impressed. Almost as good as the Yellow Spot. Yeah, but that once you've tried that Redbreast, Stefan, that takes you to the next level is try the cask strength 12. So that would be your next. I don't know how you are with cask strength whiskies, but to take that Redbreast journey, there's so many Irish, there's some great Irish stuff out there. Lots of it, to be fair. Bottles of integrity is the way. Cask strength, natural colour. We want it as raw as it comes. Yeah, and that's great as your journey progresses. But if you're new, then that would probably put you off buying Whisky Barry. So if you were starting out and you whacked in with a Kilkerran 8 cask strength as your first whisky, then it might scare you off a little bit, and that's where I think it takes a wee bit of teething to get you in. That's where I think your Glenfarclas 12s come in, where your Highland Park 12s come in. I think your Old Pulteney 12s come in. I think that's the journey. Jack the Pickle Hound is saying about water. What we doing? Checking your shelves. They are bowing, but yeah, no, I know. Yeah, listen. It's shelves. It's easily replaced, and I think they're still sturdy enough. But I think there's that much bottles going on a minute. I'm going to have a wee look at the shelving. I might replace the shelving shortly because it was just a nice. I think I picked these up for like 45 quid. Just had to assemble it and put it together. So yeah, it's cheap as chips. But yeah, Jack the Pickle Hound is no added water. Different people have different things. I'm not the biggest fan of water. I've come across a few whiskies that I think I need to put some water in it because I think it's just too aggressive and too powerful and too high in ABV. I think once you're hitting 61s and 62s, 63s, 64s, then I think ideally I'd certainly try them with water. If you think you still don't want it with water, then great. But other than that, can't wait for Dalriata. Yeah. Whiskey friend, if you were entered a won a Daft Mill 15 for 175, would you get it at that price? That's a tough question, James, because I've no done a lot of Daft Mill. I've done samples here and there, so I'm no up to speed with Daft Mill. If I won that in a ballot, I would probably buy it and sit on it and then see what happened with it. It may be one of them that somewhere I came along and it got opened up somewhere, or I might just send a few bottles to auction. But Daft Mill for me, and it's one of those that I've never really got into that whole Daft Mill FOMO, because I think it's one of them they come out and you're chasing and chasing and chasing. So yeah, it'd be interesting. It's a good question, that, mate. I don't know. I really don't know what I'd do with it. I don't think I would crack it open straight away. There's every chance I would buy it because I'm just a freak when it comes to buying whiskey. If I'm an easy touch, as the guys in the chat in the whiskey group will let you know. As soon as something comes up, I usually dive in and pick some of them up, whether I need it or whether I don't need it. Just being nice. Yeah, Redbreast 12 cash in will definitely be next one. Yeah. As a flip, it was a winner, and a drink and see it is risky. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely more a flip whiskey than a whiskey drinker's whiskey. If you're a Daft Mill fan, then you'd probably buy it and drink it. Kilkerran 16. I don't think the Kilkerran 16's even been a flip. I don't think that's making that much at auction. The only thing I think with the Kilkerran 16 for me, it's been a wee bit disappointing. I think it's 2 batches, maybe 3 batches that I've had. I don't think they've blown me away. I prefer the 12 to the 16. I say I've got a chance to get a 16 maybe tomorrow. I might just pick one up for the sake of picking it up, but it's no one of them that I'll rush out to dive in and buy. Yeah. Okay, so I think we've covered a lot of journeys. So who's anybody? I don't think anybody's had any bad. What's your current favourite? Okay, let me dive in. Nice to see you, Graham Cartwright. That looks like, I don't know if that looks like maybe a new name. I don't know if you've been in before, Graham. Apologies if you have. Current favourite's tough because I go through a lot with reviews. But I'm not. I would if you'd asked me maybe a year ago, I would have said Glenallachie 10. but I've tried that much good stuff at the minute. The Long Row 18's fantastic. The Glenallachie 10's still wonderful. The Victoriana is definitely up there as a favourite, and I'm probably looking back, maybe it came second in my Whisky of the Year. I'm still pondering whether I made the right decision that day, and maybe the Victoriana maybe should have been my Whisky of the Year. I'm smashing through the RN12 Master of Distilling Palo Cortado. I'd love to try a lot more Palo Cortado whiskey, so anybody knows if anything's kicking around in Palo Cortado at a minute, I'd love to chase some of that out and try and see if it's just, whether it's just this Aaron that's nice in Palo Cortado. I have tried a few. I've tried a Deanston in Palo Cortado and loved it. Tried a couple of Deanstons in Palo Cortado. I've done a young Palo Cortado Deanston and an older one. Loved them both. I think I've done, what else have I done? Something else. Can't bring it to mind at a minute. Daft Mill's obviously good whiskey, but too expensive, especially here in the US. $250, $280, 12-year-old expressions. Yeah, it's small turnout. It's it's not mass produced, and that'll come down to availability. I just did that. Kentucky Ale level at silver is only 46, but at terroir full. Yeah, I keep hearing that Kentucky Ale. I think there's some good Kentucky Ales, and I think there's some special Kentucky Ales. I'm no an expert on Kentucky Ale, so I've just followed what I've watched on some of the reviews. Right. Reviews agreed, even too expensive in my eyes. The UK minimum price I've seen £100 at retail. I'm not sure if that's a Daft Mill you're still talking about, but okay, I'm going to crack on, guys, and I'm going to I'm trying to think. I think I've answered that, Graham. I think the Victoriana, the 12-year-old Aaron, Long Row 18. There's loads, man. Deanston Chronicles. I've loved the Deanston Chronicles. It was fantastic. Aaron 18. Fun. Oh, crazy. But there's some great whiskies. Bourbons. I've tried this is my second bottle of the Knob Creek Rye. The Dram Yankee sent me a bottle of the store pick rye and his Knob Creek, and he sent me a store pick of the bourbon, 120 and 115, I think. Smashed through both of them in record time, and I actually managed to pick up a Knob Creek rye myself. Just try to think. Wild Turkey, I'm smashing through the Wild Turkey. Rare Breed, I've got it on repeat order. So much great whiskey. Batch 9 and 10, chew a long time to open up the... okay, I think that's a conversation that I've missed. Right, okay, the last stretch. Let me have a sip of beer. Last shout out, guys, if you want to get in the chance with the hand-picked whiskey flight, you know what you do. It's running along the bottom there, mate. Want to dive in, feel free. No amount, anywhere in the world. I'd love to send it all over. As long as I can send it, I'm happy to send it. Right, the last stretch, which is probably my favourite part of the evening. And I think I've still got... I think we're down to the 37, 38, 39 diehards that's been in the channel tonight, or in the chat tonight, is you guys, the community. It's one of the most humbling things that I would never have imagined 10 years ago when I first started getting into whiskey, that I'd be sitting here and I'd be chatting to guys in London, I'd be chatting to guys in California, I'd be chatting to guys in Taiwan, I'd be talking to guys in Australia, I'd be talking to guys in the States, guys in Canada, guys in Australia, all over Europe, Sweden, Germany, France. Absolutely incredible. And these platforms now, through YouTube, through StreamYard, through Zoom and through Skype and all those things, makes it fantastic, and it gives us as a platform to interact, sit and chat shit for a couple of hours. Sometimes I've sat here and chatted shit for 8, 9, not quite done 10 hours, but 9.5 maybe is the latest one. Maybe drunk too much that night, but 9 hours I think I'd not that I've got an excuse, but I'm trying not to get anywhere near that. I'm trying to keep them now maybe 2 hours, maybe 3 at a max, 3 at a push. But the community, getting to know all these guys come to the state, come to the UK, they come to Manchester. If I get a chance to meet up with them, then yeah, I'm great to meet up with them. WhatsApp groups, I've got guys now. I think there's been 3 or 4 in tonight. I think we've got maybe 10 or 12 in our WhatsApp group. All live round Greater Manchester. From time to time they visit the shed, we swap samples, we have a few beers, we maybe meet up at a bar maybe in Manchester, maybe at a little whiskey festival or whatever, and catch up there, swap samples, send messages whether you can get the G-spot and whether you can get whatever. That new Aaron 24-year-olds out at Nichols and Perks, it's only 200 quid, but do you want to dive in? So yeah, so the community's great, and the even the group that the Barflies and Roy's group, and I think it was Dustin's back. How you doing, Dustin? Where you been? Whiskey community has, and you're right, there is no borders. So now we're just talking, Dustin, really about the community now. I think all the other stuff has been great, but I think the community's fantastic. You can sit and chat with guys in here. So you've got where are we now? Somebody's in. I never thought I'd sat here talking crap with a guy from the wrong side of the country. You're right, and that's the beauty of it, and it's Whisky does this. Dustin's over there. I think Dustin's in. I'm not too sure where he is actually, man. Dustin will probably tell us where he is. James Morgan, if you're ever in North Carolina, my door is always open. So that's the beauty of it. And anybody that's in Manchester, just drop me a note, drop me a message. The shed's open. You can come and have the freedom of the shed. You know, anything you want to take away with you can take away with you. So it's great. I've got maybe 300, 400 samples here that's either come through the post or it's come through the Whisky group. So I think the beauty of it, and you guys are all getting to know each other now and have probably never met. That's the plan now, maybe with meetups. Top share, he's in Cincinnati, right on the border of Kentucky and Ohio. So yeah, so it's, you know, I think Marty was in either, I'm sure he was in Kentucky, I think. So there's guys all over the place, man. And that's the beauty of it, guys. And you might find if we hang on a bit later, then some of the guys from Canada might pop in. Some of the guys from New Zealand and Australia, once they start waking up, they might start popping in. James Morgan there's in London. So and that's the beauty of it. Everybody's welcome to come wherever, you know. But the same respect, I don't think there's any. Have we got any idiots in the group? Listen, we can all be a wee bit idiotic. We can all be a wee bit, you know, not quite a cup of tea. But when it comes to whiskey, I think it all kind of comes right. So yeah, I think the channel is great. It's progressed. I think I'd never have thought in a million years I'd be coming up heading towards 6,000 subscribers. Never in a million years would I have thought that. Papa Q, there you go, Nebraska. It's Spayburn 15, man. Do you know that Spayburn 15, Jerry? I almost bought it in Scotland, and I was heading out on the night. I had a wee bit of a fright the night before because I was staying in Inverness the night before, and I picked up the bottle of Ardnamurchan cast strength, and I even said to the guy, "Will you ship it to me?" And Hamish went, no, take it with you, we'll be alright, take it out with you, blah, blah. So I thought I almost lost it. So then I was in Glasgow the next day and I thought I'm going to pick up that. I finally found that Spayburn 15. But I was going out again on the night, and I says, no, I'll nick back in the morning and pick it up in the morning if that's alright, but I never got the chance to go back and get it. So, here's Justin. We're all idiots after too much. No, well, it's alright after too much. We can all be an idiot after too much whiskey, but as long as you've had a good time up to that. But as long as somebody can calm you down and say, listen, Dustin, stop being a fucking idiot and take yourself home and get yourself to bed. That's where we are. But yeah, no, it's a great, absolutely fantastic community. I'm sure on YouTube there's whatever walk of life people get into, whether it's gaming, whether it's knitting, whether it's crocheting. I'm sure there's communities all over, but I've not come across this has amazed me, this community. It's right across the globe. That passion for whiskey, it's not just about liking whiskey. I think they've all got a passion for whiskey. Let's have a look. Where are we? Like, is this aimed at me? You might want to check Simon's stream. I was given an appearance. Greg McDormand, you think it will be awkward? I maybe missed. That's maybe aimed at somebody else. Let's have a look. We're all spiritual and seek enlightenment when we drink whiskey. Yeah, no, I think it's Petehead's still here, man, but in listening mode. Not really a chance to chat. That's alright, Petehead. As long as you want to chat now, you can feel free to chat now all they want. But yeah, no, it's all about listening. That's great. I'd love to hear Frank. Frank ever visits Manchester, then you know where I am, Frank. That goes for any of you guys. If you're ever around Manchester or close to Manchester, I'd like to try my best to try and catch up with as many as I can. I caught up with a load of guys in Scotland when we were up. Jerry loved it. All the guys that came out. Mark Slinger came out. Hamish came out. I think Che came out. Alan McLaughlin was out. I think there was a few others. Andy C was out. Loads of guys turned up along the way, which was great. But it's awesome, and it's the swapping whiskey, it's the sending it through the post, getting a chance to try a rest. Do you want to try? Somebody might say, do you want to try Daft Mill? And they send me some Daft Mill. Somebody might want to try, do you want to try that Long Row 18? Yeah, let me send you some. All of that is great. And I know Greg's, it's the same over the States. Greg, tell me if it's any different. I think you guys all have meetups and stuff like that, and swapping whiskey, and does that go over there as well, guys? Is it? I think the States might have a few bit of issues. Maybe some states don't let you and stuff like that. But I'm sure you'll have a mule somewhere along the line who's going to transport some stuff around for you. Collector in Wales, ex-cooperage worker, willing to chat if you want to know some stories when I'm sober. I just we almost visited the cooperage in Speyside. Passed it a few times in the taxi. Looked really, really interesting. People kept saying it should be a great visit. Where are we? Hi. Oh, Glenn McKnight. How you doing, mate? How's things? Where you been? Just joined the stream. I'm having a drama of Roy's Loch Lomond. It's excellent. Yeah, I have a little. I might even join you, Glenn. Glenn's one of my Patreons. How you doing, Glenn? It's fantastic to catch up with you, mate. You're a quiet man on Patreon, aren't you? I keep sending out lots of messages and some of them reply and a lot of them don't. But let's try a little bit of this Roy's. When I was in Scotland, I managed to pick up a couple of it. It's a fantastic colour. It actually looks like a white wine. Look how clear that is, man. Absolutely clear. I think this is, I've not got any info on this. I'm sure it's a 10-year-old. Glenn might put in what the ABV is. I don't know. I think I know what the ABV. I might have another sample here somewhere actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, see, I've got some more of it. I've got another nice big sample of it somewhere else that Andy C gave me. But as usual, I can't find anything. But I'm sure Glenn will pop in what the ABV is. But Colour wise, it looks fantastic. Sure, it's bourbon. Paul M, how you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, buddy. You hear Roy is getting an international of that bottle. Wow. Yeah, I think this is yours, Mark. Yeah, even this is how generous he is, man. Right? Yeah, I think he only got it delivered that day, or maybe the day before, I think. And he got it delivered, and we turned up at his house. And he's that busy chatting to the Dram Yankee. He just told me just to crack on and open it. I think my phone's ringing, guys. Yeah, he told me just to crack on and open it and pour a sample. So I actually got the first dram from Mr. Slinger's bottle. How have you done with it, Mark? Have you enjoyed it? Smells lovely. Nice and fruity and... yeah, real nice. I think this, if I remember right, I think it's some sort of yeast. Can't remember too much. 54%, yeah. Chardonnay yeast or something. Is it Chardonnay yeast? Something like that, I think, if I remember right. Oh, yeah. So Greg's saying that we... yeah, no, nice to see you in, Glenn. Thank you very much. Hope you can stay a wee bit longer. Where are you, Glenn? Where in the... I think you maybe the States somewhere, I think. I was looking for something here and I've just lost it, I think. Where am I gone? Yeah, always working, mate. Oh, never had. 54.9, 10-year-olds, 250 bottles. Yeah, Greg saying we trade samples all the time, of course, when they are asked what you are shipping. Universal's answer is food. Yeah, I tend to do it as snow globes, Greg. Snow globes and beard oil, that tends to be for me. But yeah, no, this is first impression on the nose, guys. This is really nice. I can't very well say it's shit if it's Roy's, can I? So will I give it a proper review, or will I give it a kind of Roy review? No, first impression, guys, it smells lovely. 10 years old. I think was it 70 pounds, something like that? 65, 70 pounds. Yeah, it's really, really fruity. Wow, let's have a sip. 54, eh? Wow. Okay. It doesn't smell anything like it tastes. When you taste it, it comes in delicate. It smells delicate, smells fruity. It smells those kind of typical bourbon cask notes and stuff like that, but when you taste it, it comes in light, and then the intensity just builds. It builds and builds and builds into a crescendo. It's absolutely fantastic. Development's wonderful. I think I'm picking up a little tiny bit of peat on the back. I may be wrong, but I think there's a little bit of peat now on the back. As I've poured this now, I think the peat's starting to come through. Somebody can tell me whether there is any peat in it or not, but it definitely smells like there's definitely some peat. But on the palate, I don't think it tastes that peaty on the palate. Spicy now. Spicy. Dry. Wow. Really nice. Would I pay 70 quid for it? I don't know. $10 years old. See, this is the beauty. and it's sometimes where the kind of community. I know that I think this bottle sold out pretty quick, and I think that's the community. We're kind of backing Roy, we're backing whatever. If this wasn't Roy's, would you pay 70 quid for a single cask? Loch Lomond. I think if you're a Loch Lomond fan, then you probably would. And this will probably, don't get me wrong guys, I've just opened this up and I've just poured it straight out. This will probably get much better. And if you've got a bottle of it, it'll probably go down. Alright Neil, thanks for dropping in mate. Calling tonight now as a VIP visiting me tomorrow. You wonder who that is? I think that might be me. I'll look out for you tomorrow. Maidenhead. Why did I think you were in America, man? Wow. Don't know why I thought that, man. Wow. Glenn, drop me an email on Patreon. And what I tend to do with Patreon from time to time is I send out a pack of samples for Patreons that have been around for a while. So you must easily be due one, mate. So drop me an email on Patreon with your address, mate, and I'll get a wee pack off to you sometime next week. Cheers, buddy. How you finding that Loch Lomond? Are you enjoying it? Yeah, no, I don't know if I watched. I think I caught a bit of it, Gav. I don't think I watched it all the way through. Gav, here's a question for you, mate, and I'm going to put you under it. Chardonnay yeast, I thought it was, yeah. If it was the Roy's, would you have paid 70 quid for it? Here's a question. No, Greg. Roy's on holiday. He'll be back soon, mate. He normally takes a summer break, but sometimes I think Shayla fills in for him. I don't know if Shayla's been busy or not, but he goes on holidays. He's been on Isla and had a few weeks here and there. He's been away with the family, and yeah, he'll be back. I think he kicks back in maybe next week or the week after. I think he'll not be far away, mate. Everything's fine with him. Just his summer holidays. He's got to look after the wife and the kids, mate. So they tend to go away for a bit. Let's catch up with your chat. Yeah, you still get that's Daft Mill 5cl bottles he's getting for under 75 there, Chris. How you doing, Chris? Nice to see you, buddy. Same with you as well, Chris. You're Patreon as well, mate. I don't know if I sent you samples recently, mate. If Chris, if I've not sent you anything recently, mate, just drop me an email and I'll get some stuff off to you, man. I've got loads of stuff to send out. Got a lot of good stuff at the minute, so I'm a wee bit behind on Patreon, so if I've not sent you anything recently, mate, just drop me an email and with your address on it and I'll get some stuff to you. Or I'll catch up with you guys. I'll put something out on Patreon, guys, over the next couple of days and catch up with who I can catch up. Glenn, I don't know what it was, but I always thought you were in the States somehow, mate. Yeah, I don't know if Gav says he would buy it. Wow, okay, that's nice. Yeah, Gav's had a wee bit more. I've just got the sample here, so yeah, it's great. First impressions. Oh, let's finish it, man. Let's not mess around, man, with this. Okay, so I thought I had sent you some actually. That I've actually still to drink. Just get them drunk, man. Because as soon as you get them drunk, I can send you some more. But yeah, no rush, mate. Responsibly, of course. Here we go. I wouldn't have gone down a Loch Lomond hole though either. I think it's worth it. Roy's back on back on Sunday for Patreon lock-in. So yeah, that clears up Roy's back on Sunday for Patreon. That probably means he'll be back on Thursday for his normal VPub. Yeah, no, this is actually, it's getting quite spicy now. It's a real spicy. I can see where that yeasty, is it funky? Is it kind of? It's that little bit of. I would buy another couple of Roy's bottles if available. Wow. So I think we have a resounding, yeah, it's worth buying. You better be irresponsible lately. You better be responsible. You've been drinking too much, James. Yeah, no, the community guys, I'm trying to get out. I've probably got another 5-10 minutes left, and then I'm probably going to call this a day. But yeah, no, I've loved it. I've loved the journey. Just a quick one, guys, a wee heads up. The next live stream is probably going to be, I think I go on holiday in a couple of weeks, so it's probably going to be about a month's time. And I think the next one is going to be my 4th year anniversary on YouTube. So I would never have dreamt in a million years when I made that very first video. I don't know if anybody's watched my very first video. And it might be worthwhile if you've not watched it to go back and have a look. Because I remember in one of the very first comments I got a comment from Macallan, fine and rare. And he says, you've got the camera the wrong way around. So I had the camera like that instead of like that. It's certainly worth watching. And after done those first 2 or 3 videos, I'd never have thought that I'm probably heading towards 500 videos since. 4 years down the road. Live streams, I think I could probably do live streams a wee bit more regularly, but I tend to do them when I feel ready and up for doing it. Say I've got a day off tomorrow, so I tend to like to do them when I've got a day off. I might try and do them a wee bit more regularly, a wee bit more. But then the next one coming up, guys, will be a 4-year anniversary, so I can't wait for that. Try to get some good DRAMS involved. Maybe, again, it might be a wee plot of journey through the DRAMS where he started 4 years down some of the good ones that we had from the past that I've still got kicking around. Maybe some 57.1 that I do now have, thanks to Mr. Slinger. Maybe some Elijah Craig, my very first ever bourbon. People thought I was mad starting with Elijah Craig. Maybe some special ones. I might save this Macallan for that special day. But yeah, no, that's probably going to be in about a month's time, guys. 4th year anniversary, but which again is, I'm amazed. Infinity bottles. Who would have thought about infinity bottles? Look, beautiful stuff, man. Oh, the kind of really cool bourbons that I've got a little bit left of, and some real cool. Look how dark that Scotch is, guys. That's got to be a sherry bomb, that, isn't it? Wow, awesome. So that's pretty much. Let me just see if I've missed anything in the chat before I kind of call it a day. We're probably going to get this out in about 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I think I've just went over the 2 hour mark. Let's have a look. I have a bottle of Roy's Little London 10, but I haven't cracked it open yet. Maybe Sunday. If Roy has been off on holiday, he should have some crate of empty bottles ready for the next. Yeah, I think he's recycled bottles. I think now he only maybe does one a year now. I think he's although he's gone through a few bottles, I think a lot of it's, again, it may be repeat bottles. It may be another Klein Lease 14 in there. It may be another love your live streams, Alan, especially on the weekends, mate. Yeah, no, I used to do them on a Sunday because I had Monday off. But But now I've changed my work pattern now. I wasn't seeing much of the wife because we were working. I was working weekends, and so I'd be off Monday, Tuesday when she'd be at work. So I've changed it now to kind of accommodate. But yeah, no, hopefully the Friday night's okay. Chris, it doesn't mean that I can't do maybe a Sunday night or something. If that may be a Sunday night in the suit if I'm working maybe maybe working on a Saturday or a Sunday. I might have to do a Sunday one, but where are we? Al, mate, your sound, mate, always handy with a day off the next day. Bit of Kentucky spirit for me now. Oh, nice. Wow. I did review that, I think a couple of years ago I did that Kentucky Spirit. Absolutely fantastic. It was in the old bottle I had as well. I think they're in a new bottle now. I think they've had some new rebranding. Where are we? Your Infinity bottle looks like an editor straight from the cask. Yeah, no, listen, there's some real fantastic. I'm really, really proud of this Infinity Scotch in a minute because, in fact, I'd really love a peated guy to try this for me because I'm no a peat expert, right? But I'm sure I'm sure they're all nice. I've left the bourbon one for a while because I've not done much with it, but I've actually shared out a load. That bourbon one was probably up here somewhere. So I've shared a lot of the bourbon one out and it seems to have gone down well. The Scotch one now I'm really, really chuffed with because I think I've tasted it. In fact, I'm going to let me do this. So spicy that Loch Lomond 10, fantastic. I'm going to take 5 minutes, guys. I'm going to try a couple of these Infinities, and if that's all right, if you're able to hang on, then great. If you don't want to, then you know where we can get off. And I'm going to try. Let me try the bourbon one first. See, I've not done the bourbon one for a while. Wow, that Chardonnay yeast is lovely. That's nicer than that the malt one, isn't it? Much nicer. Oh, nice. You're very welcome, mate. Anybody wants to buy a Whisky Friend glass, then you can dive into the email down below and you can pick up a Whisky Friend glass. I'm going to use a Cadenheads one in a minute. So this is the bourbon. So say I've... no, I think that if you're talking about me, mate, there's no E51 in this, mate. Yeah, no, Kentucky Spirit, that Kentucky... But where did you pick up that Kentucky Spirit then, Glenn? Did you get that in America? I don't know if you can see this, guys, but my special bottles that I managed to pick up, right? I couldn't find a cork for it. But look at the cork it's on it. I don't know if you can see that. A bit too light, I think. Elijah Craig barrel proof. Elijah Craig, eh? Fits like a glove. Even gives me a wee pop and it gives me a click in when it clicks in. Awesome. And then the other one, I had to find a champagne cork that fitted it. Perfect. So I'll pour that one. That's the. Oh, that's nice, man. And this bourbon one I've got, guys, it's really, really nice bourbons that's in it. Old Foresters and Elijah Craig's and Knob Creeks and Garrison Brothers. There's a bit of Texas whiskey in here. There's a bit of Iron Root in it. A bit of Balcones in it. There's real nice stuff in there. I've even got my whiskey nose glass for this one. Now maybe I should pour that into the bourbon one. That'll keep me right with the bourbon. So that's my bourbon one and the whiskey nose. Thank you very much, Marty. Drop me your new address, mate, and I'll send you a little pack over, mate. Let's have a look here. So many glasses. Right, Scotch. Wow. I've even got 7 people watching on YouTube, which I'm amazed at. Guys, if you want to catch the last 10 minutes, drop over onto YouTube and you can dive into the comments and I can catch up with you there. Oh, champagne cork. The wife had that, mate. I don't know. I don't even know where it came from, mate. I was when I started this, I thought, where can I get a cork? And I just happened to get into one of the kitchens and one of the cupboards in the kitchen, and I could see a glass up in the top, and inside this champagne cork just was inside. I don't even know where it came from, mate. But it fits like a glove. Coming back from Malaga, £50 a bottle, a bargain. Wow, it is. Kentucky Spirit. Yeah, no, that was. I remember reviewing that one. That was a nice bottle. So, wow. Well, I would say this is your, and I don't want to offend any Americans in the chat, but it smells initially 34 in YouTube, Alan, but Scott is offering a Ben Romack drop. What am I missing here? What have I missed? Let's see if I can find. Yeah, no, I've not caught what you're missing there, Jim. I'm a wee bit in the dark there. 34 on YouTube, but oh yeah. Wow. It actually smells, and I know I was chuffed with this because I dished a lot of it out, and I was very, very happy when I dished it out, and I think a lot of guys gave me the wow. It has that, I know it's bourbon, but it has that wee bit of funky, and I don't even know where that funkiness is coming from. I think that might be maybe some of the Texas stuff that's in here is giving it a wee bit of your kind of funky. But yeah, real nice. Colour's awesome. Lovely dark colour. No colour added. The ABV will be definitely good ABVs because I think a lot of it's cask strength, a lot of it's 40. It's definitely, there's nothing under 46%. I don't think I even put any of the. I think the 115s and the Elijah Craigs are in it, the Balmarias are in it, but they're all kind of high ABVs. But there's no nip, no nose nip or anything in it. Absolutely fantastic. But I see, I've not tried this for a while, so I'm really looking forward to this. I tell you what, I think the beauty of infinity bottles compared to all of these. So if you try a Old Forester, or you try a Wild Turkey, or you try a Balcones, you've got that character, that distillery character. I think when you have an infinity, I think a lot of people say to you that, oh, bourbon, it's not complex enough. There's no complexity, it's all one-dimensional. It's not like Scotch. It's Scotch, you've got the oak and the doo-doo-doo and all the bits and pieces. I think that's a complex bourbon. And I think why it's complex is it has It has some really nice high proof Jack Daniels in there. It has some really nice Old Forester in there. It has some beautiful Angel's Envy in there. It's got beautiful Texas stuff. It's got the Balmaria. It's got Balcones. It's got, I remember Zach Andrews sent me a load of Texas whiskey. Some of the dregs that I had left went in, so there's some really, really nice Texas stuff in here. Mixed with Kentucky, mixed with Tennessee. And I think that's where I'm finding the complexity. The complexity is fantastic. Real, real nice. Real chuff with this. Lovely little bit of coffee and chocolate there just as that went down. But yeah, spirity, punchy, spicy, coffee, chocolate. You're probably saying you're not hearing the usual kind of caramels and toffees and brown sugars and cherry and all that stuff. This is not fruity, this one, guys. This is I think the Texas whiskey has added a wee bit more to it, that kind of dry and dark and dirty. So this is, I'm really, really chuffed with this. And if you're a fruity bourbon lover, then I don't think you're going to like this. But it's complex, it's spicy, it's dark, it's funky. Yeah, there's caramel in the back, there's toffee in the back. They're always going to be there. Wow, love it. Really, really enjoyed that. It's been a while. I'm just saying, Glenn, I don't know if you caught it earlier, but I got an email from Amazon today. I picked up an Amazon, it may have been 2 or 3 months ago. I got a deal on Amazon for Wild Turkey Rare Breed at £27.90. So I picked up a couple of bottles, but I put it on a repeat order, and I actually forgot all about it. I've done it a couple of times now where I forgot about these repeat orders and then things have turned up. But they notified me today saying that it's the last day if you want to stick with your Wild Turkey or you want to cancel it. And I think it was such a good deal. I think that's why they emailed me. I think sometimes if it's bottles that I'm ordering, plastic bottles or glass bottles, and they just keep repeating them, then they tend not to email me. But this was such a good deal, I don't think they wanted me to buy it. But it was £54 on Amazon today, but I could have got it at 36 on a repeat order. So one of the lads in the whiskey group is taking it off my hands, so I've kept it going. So I've kept that subscription going at 36 quid. If I can keep that Wild Turkey going at £36 a bottle, then it's no brainer. And sometimes these Amazon things are absolutely fantastic. Let's have a look. Whiskey friend, did you get a hold of a 2021 Hazelburn 10? Yes, I have. I've got a 2021 Hazelburn 10, right? But I've never opened it. It's in the stash somewhere. So yeah, Hazelburn 10. I don't know. I think I paid what? I got it at retail. 38 quid, 40 quid, something like that. Yeah, I do have one. Funnily enough, it's the only Hazelburn 10 I've ever bought, and it was it wasn't last year. I've had it for a while because I've got that. I've got lots of Springbank 10s as well that I've not managed to get through to. Pop that thing, man. I tell you what I'll do, Dustin. When I do my 4-year one, remind me, right? And I'll bring it out and I'll crack it then. If I don't manage to crack it before then. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 10 I've got. Yeah. So now I'm going to try this Scotch, man. This. I tell you what's in this, guys. What's in this is Edredauer 12 cask strength, Glendronach 18s, Glendronach 21, But at the same time, there's no peat in this. This is all sherried. And as you would expect, it's got a sherry nose. Does the colour look that dark? It probably doesn't look as dark on there. I think I've got a bright light behind the camera there, guys, so it's probably making it a wee bit lighter than what it is. But it looks much darker in there than it does here. But yeah, there's Edredure in here. There's Edredure 12 in there. There's Edredure 10 in there. I'm trying to think what else would have been in it. Glendronach 15s, Glenallachie 12s. There's all sorts of stuff. Lots of cask strength stuff in. How do you feel about infinity bottles, guys? Do you do infinity bottles? Are you a fan of infinity bottles? Some people tend to do them when they first open a bottle. They'll pour the neck pour into an infinity bottle. Some people maybe save it to the last one goes into an infinity bottle. Just to let you know, Glenn, I had a mate who was in Campbelltown last week. Guess how many bottles of Springbank he picked up? Well, he was there for a week. Well, there was a little island off Campbelltown. He stayed in a little island off Campbelltown. So he came over every day. 27 bottles of Springbank he picked up. I'm paying that man a visit tomorrow. He doesn't know what's going to hit him tomorrow. How you doing, Tim? Tim, just popping in for a little while. Hope you're all... Tim, you almost missed me. I was going to try and cut it off at 2 hours, but as you know, what tends to happen is things happen. We've just been talking, Tim. Here's a quick question for you just while you've popped in. You probably noticed the theme, good and bad. I wish I knew about whiskey before I started. I've probably elaborated tonight that the title was probably wrong. I don't think there is much bad. I think there might be some inconvenient. There may be, some brand changes and price hikes and stuff like that are availability issues that are maybe not what we'd like. But I think everything else is great. I think the amount of whiskey there is great. World whiskey's great. I think the availability of, if you don't want to get FOMO, then you can find loads of stuff. Infinity bottles are great. The community's great. I think the whiskey groups are great. WhatsApp groups are great. The amount of stuff you can buy online and Amazon and all that stuff. I think there's so much good stuff. Swapping samples and all that stuff. So just a quick one, Tim. You've been drinking whiskey a while. What has been maybe the highlight for you over maybe the last 10 years? What's jumped out that you're loving? Yeah, Gav's right. Here we go. I have a Sherry Bomb Infinity, a lot of Cavalan and Springbank in there. Pretty good. Yeah. So is that got? I take it that'll maybe have some peated Springbank in there as well. See, I've split mine into 3, Dustin. I've kept a peated one, I've kept a Scotch one, and I've kept not so much bourbon but American whiskey, so Texas and Tennessee and all that kind of stuff. And over hot bourbon and rye. See that rye thing's another one that comes in there, isn't it? So is that the? Am I being naive to think that rye might be the equivalent of peated whiskies? So if you like bourbons, ryes are a wee bit different, a wee bit funky, a wee bit minty, a wee bit spicy. How would you class a rye whiskey against a bourbon whiskey? How would you define it? YouTube, yeah, nice, good answer, mate. YouTube sharing completely transformed the scene. So much easier to get good information and advice. No, it's fun. The community was I ended it on the community, Tim. Is that I'm amazed that I can sit here for 2.5 hours and chat shit. And there's, I don't know how many's in now, 30 people in now. Probably 35. We count Facebook and all that. There's probably heading towards 40 people in, but still in after 2.5 hours. I think we at one point we hit maybe nearly 60 people in at one point. But yeah, the YouTube, social media, it's sometimes a wee bit of downfall because you get all those whiskey groups that you're in and you get that, oh, there's an Aaron 23-year-old up for sale on Nickels and Perks. Are you diving in? Wow. Gert, how you doing, mate? You're lucky I'm still here, mate. I've only got I was planning to cut it in at 2 hours 30 minutes, but that might drag on a wee bit because I've not managed to have a sip on this bourbon, this scotch yet. Wow. Guys, if I know there's 27 left, there's probably 27 of you are all subscribed to the Whiskey Lover Society. If you've not, dive in, give him a sub. All 27 of you are probably subscribed to Top Shelf Dustin, Top Shelf Whiskey. Dive in, give him a sub. I think if Gav's still in, I think Gav's DRAMS might be still around if you've not subscribed. Gav, many subs are you on now? Did we get that 30 for you? Just need to check if we got 30. Somebody can check if Gav DRAMS has hit 300, man. That'd be great if we could have done that for him, man. Yeah. What do you think of Speyburn? Oh, man. Listen, okay. This is a question. I get this a lot. This is probably the most requested whiskey I've ever had. Is Speyburn 15, right? And I tried to buy it a few times, and whenever I went to the online retailers or went into a shop, I could never find it. So I'm hearing good things, but I've never tried it. Gav's DRAMS. If you look up Dustin, you'll see. Let me have a look. Let me put it up for you. Gav's DRAMS. Where are you, Gav? There he's there. If you have a look at that, Gav's DRAMS. Have a look. Give him a quick sub, mate. He was homing in on 300, so I don't know how close we've got. Glenn, 272. So yeah, we're looking what we still 28 away, aren't we? So Gav, two things have happened here. They're either all subscribed to you already. There you are. You should have another one there. I think Dustin's just subbed. So I'm pretty thinking most of these are probably subscribed to you already, Gav. Oh, look, Chris. Chris, are you trying to get me to stay on? Just poured your sample of Macallan 4 edition. Innit? Chris, look. Look. That's a bottle kill. I was going to try and do it tonight, but I don't think... It might mean me hitting 3. I mean, if I go to 3 hours, then I'll probably go to 3 hours, and I might get to try it. But Speyburn 15, right? Here's a question. No Rolex, no sex. What do you think of Speyburn 15? Should I find one and buy it? Next, Alan will open the stream, get 5 guests on, and he'll be here for 5 months. No. Them days are gone, man. Them days are gone, pal. Don't get me wrong, they were great. Loved them. But I think everybody thought I was a pisshead and an alcoholic and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, no, guys, there's a channel there. It's MC Squared. It's Whiskey Nose. Some of you are probably subscribed already to Marty's channel. MC Squared. Give him a quick like. They've just started. A couple of guys talking about whiskies. Could be Scotch, could be bourbon, could be rye, could be whatever. I think, I looked earlier, I think they had about 115 subscribers or something. Let's dive in, guys, and give them something as well. Don't understand how Macallan could release that edition 4 and completely worth edition 5 right after that. No, I think what it was, Dustin, just not to harp on about Macallan, but I think what they did with those editions, they were all so different. I think if I remember right, the first edition was just a Macallan. That could have been normal, everyday Macallan 10, 12, whatever it was. It could have easily been that. The second one, I think it was done through a restaurant in Spain somewhere, a Michelin star or one of these top restaurants. So it was all about taste, I think. And I think the third one was a perfumer. I think if I remember right, it was done through a perfumer. It was all about the nose. It was all about the smell. Is this the fourth one? Yeah, the fourth one for me was all about. Let's see if I can tell you what this. Let's see what it says on the back of it. This for me was the best of the ones I tried. Was this one. Two was great as well, to be fair, but I think 3 was a wee bit. It was all about the nose. I think it was a really nice nose, but it was a wee bit shitty on the palate. 4, 5 and 6 for me became. I think 5 might have been was 5 the perfumer. They all had different things. It's about the 6 pillars of Macallan, and I think the last one was about the water source. So I don't think 6 was great either. I think 5 wasn't too. I don't think 5 was too bad. You know, I don't think it was as good as this though. This was fantastic. Real cool this. And as you can see, I've shared some of this out, guys. I've not shared a lot of it. I drunk most of this. But yeah, fantastic. But no, Chris will probably tell us. How he's finding. How you finding it, Chris? What you think is what's great about it, mate? It's just a fantastic piece of work, man. The third was terrible smelling. One that tasted awful too. Fourth was just an honour to. Yeah, the new distillery, but it was a sherry bomb, Dustin. It's a big dark sherry bomb, man. I'd have to come for a dram, but I just don't trust my internet connection enough. Chris, I can send a link if you want to try it, mate. There's no harm in you trying it, mate. If you want to try it, let me see if I can do this for you. Dustin's probably right, man. If I bring somebody in here, I might end up for another fucking 4 hours, man. But I've got a day off tomorrow, so it's not the end of the world if I don't. So I popped a link in there, Chris. If you want to try it, we can try it, mate. It's entirely up to you, mate. All you need is just a camera. If you're coming in with YouTube on, mate, click the link, but turn YouTube off. Or you'll get echo in the back. Yeah, I've tried most of those Macallans, and I think some have been a bit hit and miss. But I don't think they were planned to be drinkers' whiskies, I think. So Speyburn, who was it asked me about Speyburn? It's similar to Glenallachie 12, but with a dark, tasty orange. Not as rich as the Glenallachie 12. Furniture wax too, a bit pledge in it. So what you saying, no relic? Should I go out and buy a bottle? Honestly, it's been the most requested. That's probably the most requested whiskey that I've ever had. Roy, get them on our shelves locally. But yeah. So if you're up for clicking that link, Chris, just click it if you're up for doing it, mate. There's no worries if you're not, but we can share a dram. I can pour this last Macallan 4 with you if you want, mate. We can share it, and it's only £54 for a 15-year-old, which is great money. And I don't think the money was the issue, but I think sometimes everywhere I searched, it was sold out. It's much harder to find than you think. I think I checked out a couple of times on Master and Malt, and it was sold out. Checked out in the Whisky Exchange, it was sold out. I managed to find a bottle in Glasgow. I don't know if you caught the story earlier, but I had a scare the night before when I bought a bottle and I went out in the town, and it was the same thing was happening. I'm a fan of the Speyburn 15 at 50 quid. Yeah. I was going to go back the next morning and pick it up, and I never got a chance to go back to get it. Oh, too slow. How you doing, mate? How you doing, Rob? It's been a while, mate. Nice to see you back, my friend. How's things, Rob? How you keeping? What you drinking? Thank you very much for your super chat. So, I'm in the middle of drinking my Infinity Scotch bottle in a minute, so it's gone down quite well. Noses. It's nice. It's chocolatey. It's fruity. It's dark. It's a little bit of spicy nip going on. I think the ABV is going to be quite good on it. I've tried to put some real nice ABV in. But yeah, no, nice to see you, Rob. Cheers, buddy. Thank you very much for that super chat. As I say, it's in a draw there, Rob, so I'm hoping that I'm able to send you. I hope I can pick you out, and I've got your address anyway somewhere, or you've bought some coins off me, mate, so I've got your address anyway, so if it comes out, I'll get some stuff off to you. I'll give you a quick chat anyway. I'd like to catch up with you and try and tailor the DRAMS to you. So let's see how Chris does. Let's see if Chris works. He's looking good there anyway, so he's obviously been and had a shower and done his hair and had a shave. How you doing, mate? You okay? You muted. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got you there, mate. Got you now.
Sorry.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. Cheers. Nice to see you, mate. Thanks for your continued Patreon support, my friend. It's much appreciated.
You're the one that puts the content out we all love, so...
Well, I try my best, mate. I only ever done it just to, share drink with somebody, man. I've got nobody to drink with. My wife doesn't drink, my mates don't drink whiskey, nobody drinks whiskey. Nobody drinks whiskey within about 4 miles of here, I don't think. So I'm on my own. I've just found a neighbour across the road a couple of weeks ago, man. He says to me, I've not spoke to the guy, right? I've lived across the road for the guy for about 19 years, right? I've not really had a conversation with him. And then I had the Dram Yankee, the Dram Yankee came over a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I had all the Manchester Whisky boys round, so I had a wee bit of gathering in the back, right? And I went out to make sure there was parking and all the space and all that, for letting the neighbours know there was going to be some parking and all that and everything, right? And he was out fixing his car, and I went, how you doing, mate? He says, oh, yeah. My house got burgled at Christmas. My car got robbed in January, right? I've not spoke to this guy ever for 19 years, right? I'm thinking, fuck, you only live across the road, man. Why have you not told me your house has been robbed and your fucking car's been robbed? He says, no, he says, you know what all they got was my whiskey. I says, what, you like whiskey? He said, yeah. He says, I came to open my door, they had a chair against the door, they could see them through the glass door, they were running out the fucking back and all that, right? But they've grabbed, he says, I had 8 bottles of whiskey, and they nicked all my whiskey, right? I says, do you like whiskey? I says, come and have a look in the shed. So I brought them round, right? And they had a look in the sheds, right? They thought, fucking hell. Do you know what he says to me? I'll never forget this, man. He says, Alan, he says, I could hear you in there, right? Whenever I'm out potting round with the car, I can hear, like now, they could probably hear me, right? He says, I could hear you in there, right? But I always thought you had a jacuzzi in there. He says, I always thought you were sitting in the jacuzzi chatting to people, and he says, I never ever dreamt that you had whiskey. And it ended up, he says, I'm going back over to get some food. He says, listen, the guys are coming over. There's a few guys coming round. You want to pop over, come over. Have a few whiskies, whatever. You can pick whatever you want off the bar and whatever. And he came over and he had a great night, man. He must have had 5 or 6 fucking nice whiskies. He's a fan of Edredor, and he'd never heard of Edredor, man, but he's a fan of Edredor now.
Everybody's the same with Edredor, though.
Oh yeah. No, this is a guy. This is a guy.
The best whiskey ever tried.
This is a guy, Chris, who is a supermarket guy, and you know, I gave him some Glendronach 15. I gave him a few nice ones, man. Edredor just blew his mind, man. And I thought it was probably because just in the Malt Monk's in, he was saying, "Don't give him Edredor. You'll fucking scare him off whiskey, man. Don't give him Edredor." But he loved it. Thanks very much, Graham.
I love it.
So how you doing anyway, Chris? What's happening with you, mate? Introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you're all about. We'll come on to that Macallan in a minute if you want to come on to that Macallan.
I'm nearly finished.
There's a good doing the hatch left there, mate.
I'm pissed. I don't know what
you pissed? You got a day off tomorrow?
Saturday tomorrow.
Oh well, some of us work Saturdays, mate.
No, I don't know.
I don't know what. So where are you based then? Where is home for you? I probably should know where home is, but apologies that I don't know where home is.
You probably got my full address.
I know that, yeah. No, I'm trying to give you a moment.
Thank you. I'm in central Scotland.
Okay.
Near Perth.
Yeah, you sound like you've got a kind of Falkirky thing going on.
No. I'm from Edinburgh.
You're from Edinburgh, yeah.
Yes. I moved up to...
You're far too good looking, mate, to come from Falkirk. And if I was probably being honest, looking at the two now, you're far too good looking to come from fucking Glasgow, Ira, man. So you're probably right. You're probably in the right neck of the woods. Listen, will you be disappointed though if I got Highland Hamish on, man? Fucking hell. There's a good looking man. I think you froze, mate. Let's see if his internet's hooked up. I think he might have froze.
It's frozen for me.
Oh, you're back, mate. Yeah, no, that's cool. You're back. Yeah, no, you're lucky I've not got Highland Hamish on, man. He's like fucking. he fancies himself a wee bit. I hope you're not still in, Hamish. But yeah, if you're in, mate, good looking man. I can't say I like. Oh, there's Dustin. Doesn't like Edredor, man. How can he not like Edredor?
It's always a sherry.
Yeah.
Influence.
I think would you agree, right? I would stick my head out right above the parapet and say that the Edredor 10 is the best 40% whiskey on the market. Name me a better 40% than Edredor 10. See? The right one.
40%.
Yes. Edredor 10's 40%, man. Find me a better 40% than Edredor 10.
I could give you.
Here's if obviously Chris is struggling, right? I'll read out to the chat. Is there a better 40% than Edredor 10? Say again.
12-year-old.
That's 46, man.
I know.
I want a 40%er, man. Right, I'll give you a chance, right? 43% comes close, which is Ben Romack 10.
Right.
At 43%. But there ain't a better 40%er, man. And I'll hold my hat to anybody in the chat who can find me a better 40%er than Edredor 10.
I'm racking my brain.
There ain't one, mate. Forget it. Don't get involved. There ain't one. There ain't one.
There's no point looking at the cabinet.
You got the 40% of it. You need 40% of your cabinet, have you? But no, what I'm saying is the reason I found out, right, is when I go out. Sorry, mate. When I go out, where will I start? If I go to a bar, I go, I'll get Edward or 10. If you've got Edward or 10 on that bar, that's where I start, man. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But how's life treating you, mate?
Smoky black.
Yeah. He's major echoing.
All good, man.
I think they're saying you're echoing, but I'm not getting your. I'm not getting your echo, but you sound alright, okay to me. Some of the guys are saying it might be echoing. No, listen, it's one of them things. You're in the fucking middle of nowhere, aren't you? So it's sometimes it comes up like that. I tell you what I would recommend though, if you did ever want to do and mess around and sort out that connection, is buy one of them. I bought one of them because I'm outside.
Right.
And mine's, I could have somebody in for Canada and somebody for America and somebody for, because when Dustin's talking about when I get pissed and I open it up and I get guys in for all over the place, there's like Australia and Canada and New Zealand and Scotland and wherever.
Yeah.
It was breaking up a wee bit, and one of the guys, Scotty in the chat, he's one of these tech geeks. He says go and buy one of these things, man. So I bought one of these TP links where you plug into the plug socket down there, and it gives me full. It just attacks my router and brings everything into here. But yeah, maybe it's on your end. I don't know. Is he in a disco? How you? Am I sounding okay to you?
Aye.
You're sounding okay to me, but some of the guys in the chat seem to think there's some echo. But
I've got echo when I talk. So
you've got what? Yeah, I think you broke up the wee bit there, mate. Alan is fine, but I hear Chris twice.
I've got an echo when I talk.
All right, have you got YouTube on?
No, I turned it off.
All right, no, that's sometimes where you get it, man, is with YouTube. But yeah, no, sometimes if you've got YouTube off in the background, you'll get both of them. You'll hear yourself on YouTube, and you hear yourself. But no, that link I should send you should just turn off YouTube and click that link, and it just brings you straight in here.
But
yeah.
YouTube off and
No, so how Chris? Just a quick one before you go, mate. I'm conscious. I'm getting to 3 hours, right? I want to kind of end it at 3 hours. But how was that Macallan 4?
Do you know what? It's an exceptional drum. It's what I would class as one of the perfect whiskey. You know? I'm a lover of sherry cans.
Yeah, no, that's a proper. So that's the best of the sherry ones, mate. That's the best of those. If you're into sherry, that's the best of the editions, man. Definitely.
I've got edition 5 and here.
5 for me, I think was all right. 5, I don't think it was. I think it was a nice dram. Depending on your tasting. If you're a sherry guy, then you'll love that one. If you're maybe a bourbon guy, then you might like the 5 instead of the 4.
I thought 6 was good.
Yeah.
But this one's better.
No, definitely.
4's better than 6.
I think they're saying disco. I think they're saying disco, Chris, because I think you've got a fucking strobe light in the back there, haven't you? You got a strobe light behind you. Is that just your good looks just fucking firing out off the channel?
Before the kids went to bed, you always have a disco on a Friday night.
Yeah.
The kids were all having a disco dancing.
Yeah, but you've still got the strobe light behind you. I think that's what it is. But no. You deliver, mate. I'm gonna take you off because I think some of the guys are saying that the connection's no good. But no, Chris, it's fantastic catching up. Nice to see you face to face. I'm going to look out for you in Glasgow, mate. You going to the Glasgow Whisky Festival?
Yes, hopefully.
Make sure you find me. Have you got a ticket?
Absolutely. I've got one.
Are you going to the first session?
First session.
Make sure you find me, mate. Come and say hello, yeah?
Alan.
I'll bring you something special, mate, yeah? Been a pleasure, mate. Yeah, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
All right, pal. What a nice guy, man. Technology, man, is a fucker, innit? So let's have a look. See if I can catch up. Saturday Night Fever moves. I had the 6 Saturday Night Fever move. No, I think there was a strobe light going on there, wasn't there? So it's just a shame with connections, man. Sometimes it's a bugger. Like even last live stream I done, my sound went 10 minutes before I was due to go on. I had to do it on my mobile and it was a nightmare because I didn't have as much control. What's Dustin saying? Honestly, when you factor in the price, the Macallan Edition 4 is the best thing Macallan has put out in a decade. I've never had the Edition 1. Dustin, I've tried the Edition 1, right? Because at the time when I bought it, I didn't think it was going to be anything, so I cracked it open and tried it. And I think I might have, I'm sure I've got a sample in here somewhere of that Edition 1. Let's have a look. Right, see, there it's there. So, I've got a sample of Edition 1. I honestly don't know what that sample's worth at the minute, right? That must be worth, I don't know, 200 or 300 quid, right? But that's Edition 1 sample. But I've also got the 5 as well as a sample. But for me, the 4 is definitely, I'm a sherry head, so the 4 was definitely for me, is the 4. But let's have a look. But anyway, I'm just going to finish this Scotch one. I've opened a nice whiskey this week. Top Shelf Dustin SR5. Oh no, that's awesome, man. That one. That is a blended. I can give you a wee bit of info on that. I've just reviewed that one. That's a blended. Minimum 8 years old. Solera cask. So it's got a cask up to here. They fill it up. 8 years old. Blend it. Take it down 2/3. Bottle it. Leave a third in it. Refill it. So as that Solera thing going on. £35 a bottle. Absolutely fantastic. 8 years old. Minimum 8 years. There's obviously older stuff in it, but minimum 8. Loved it. Tried it. I probably should have picked up a couple of bottles, but I've been buying that much whiskey lately, guys. I've been picking up some stuff at auction. But for me, that's something to look into. I'm going to look into the Thompson Brothers a wee bit more. There's all sorts of stuff. They've got some old Thompson Brothers stuff. They've got some young Thompsons. I think Alan McLaughlin, somebody was in earlier with a 6-year-old. Might have been Chris, with a 6-year-old Thompson Brothers, which has just been released this week. Let's have a look. We had an ice cream van driving around the whole site today, giving out free ice creams to say thank you for the work done on the Balvenie summer shutdown. Nice, innit? It's alright if you like ice cream, innit? Bet you were out there a few times, weren't you? Yeah. Peter White, how are you doing, Peter? I recently traded an Edition 2 for a 2021 Thomas H. Hardy. The two was nice. I think that's the orange one. I think that was done with the Roca Brothers from some Spanish. I think it's one of the top restaurants in the world. I think that was all about taste. I think that one. I think they've all got themes. I think the 2 was taste. I think 3 was a perfumery. I think 4 was to celebrate the distillery. I think 5, can't remember what 5 was, and I think 6 was about the water source around Macallan. So I think that's where they are. But if you did nail me down to 2 of them, I loved 2 and 4. Out of them, 2 and 4 maybe followed by 3, and I think no, not 3. Sorry, 2 and 4, and then maybe 5, then 6, and I think 3 for me was probably the worst. I think 1 was alright because 1 didn't really have anything. It was just a normal Macallan whiskey. Nothing to write home about. But yeah, no, it's great to see some of you guys coming in. Got a review of Tomatin 25-year single cask I picked up Dusty Shelf. Really made me more of a Tomatin fan. Tomatin's great. I think Mr. Slingers just dropped me off a Tomatin PX. I think it's 19. I think the Scottish Taste Dummies called the Elijah Craig Bottle of Wow. I think this was the Bottle of Wow that they had from Tomatin. I think Mark's dropped that off for the Yankee, so I'll get that to him. Edition 3 was a drain pour. Okay. No, edition 3 was probably by far the worst. I think 3 was one I blended with Ardbeg 10 to save it. Yeah, no, you need to do something with that, because I don't think it's... To be honest, guys, they're 70, 80 pound bottle of whiskey. I think the most expensive one was the last one at 99, I think. So I think if you look at them as 89 pound whiskies, 79 pound whiskies, yeah, it's tough. Non-age statement, Macallan's. But I think if you had them and you've not opened them, then you'll triple your money at auction. So it's there's a massive demand for those bottles, particularly the one. Macallan Edition 6 was the first bottle I got, and I understood that Macallan thing was about 95. That's the most expensive one of them all, Glenn, the 6th one. All the rest were around about £80, £79, £80 they were. But they chucked a wee bit more onto the last one. Right, I'm probably going to call it a quits, guys. Just over 3 hours. I'm quite comfortable with that. Hope you've had a good night. Don't forget, guys, I probably mentioned, I should have said it more often when I had probably more people in. If you've not liked the channel, get a quick thumbs up, guys. YouTube likes it, Alan likes it. You've probably subscribed. If you've not, hit the subscribe button. If you're catching up on the replay, great, thanks very much. Nice to have you in. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I think I'm pretty much done. Anything I've missed? What do you think? I've missed, guys. What do you think? Catch the next one, guys. It's going to be the 4-year anniversary, so hopefully that's going to be some fun. Yeah, I've had a good night myself, guys. I've enjoyed it. There's so much, when I talk about the journey, there's so much it could have been, because I don't think there's been any bad. I don't think anybody's put any bad in the comment that it could have been bad. It could be disappointing sometimes when you want to buy your favourite bottle and you can't get a hold of it. That's pretty much where it goes. But other than that, I think everything else is good. The community is fantastic. Love the community. Love the sharing. Love the swapping bottles. Love the handshaking people, getting to know guys. See, that whiskey group we've got in Manchester, none of us guys knew each other. Now we're all kind of firm friends and mates, and we meet up from time to time and stuff like that. It's absolutely fantastic. So hopefully, guys, if you're in a town somewhere and you're drinking whiskey on your own, search out, there'll be whiskey guys there somewhere. Chat to guys in the comment, tell people where you're from. You'll probably find that there's guys in your community that are on the chat somewhere along the line, whether that's the States, anywhere. Catch up, WhatsApp, join a group, join a whiskey club, do something. I'm sure you'll love it. But other than that, I'm Alan. I'm the whiskey friend. Until the next time, as always, the pleasure's in the sharing. And don't forget to send some good whiskey. 4 hours more. No, it ain't happening, Jerry. It ain't happening, mate. It's a nice time here. David, thank you. Just before you're gone there, mate, the timing was... I almost missed you there, mate. Dave, thanks for the... You've been a quiet man tonight. David, where you been? Why have you not got involved? But have a quick sip of this in your honour, mate. Thank you very much for that very generous super chat, my friend. Until the next time, guys, take care. See you all next time. See you soon. Bye-bye.